Sharp says, bang, I'll take that, and wins the toss. So it's he might be up to play a bit of top today. It's legal today. That's Anzac Day.
That's
in,
a week's time. Yes.
He was good, and he immediately said he'll kick. You know what he did? He did a thumb action. He just pointed behind him, and behind him was...
He's going to kick over his shoulder to the Barnard Street end.
Barnard Street end, yes. So, actually, point, he just thumbed behind him. So I hope the teammates were watching. Both teams into a huddle, and we're about to get round 2 underway. I noticed something. John was here last week, and the crowd wasn't as big as it today to watch this game.
Yeah, and so they should be, because these are two sides that we expect to prominently at the end of the season be there. So, and why not? It's Easter. There's a good feel around Bendigo, as I said. Another good feel story. We're going to get the Commonwealth game, so it's all happening in Bendigo. Why wouldn't you be out and about?
Yeah, you might be commentating some of those events, John, on your form. Norman May, yes. Going back a bit now, but he loved the Commonwealth Games in particular, I think, Norman May. So Team Sandhurst still in a huddle. Arms wrapped around, still broken up and ready to go to their spots, but Lee Coughlin's obviously got a bit to say to the team.
Yeah, they're just... look, they'd had their eyes on the Storm. They would have looked last at Eagle Hawk and thought, well, out at Tannery Lane, they've really pushed them. Now we're on the QEO. We're all about the same ability and size, and got a good mix of youth and experience. They'd really fancy their chances.
So we're about to get round 2 underway in the Bendigo Football League on Friday. Hope you're enjoying your Easter weekend. Hope you can enjoy some local football on your radio too. If you're not normally listening to local footy, stay around, because it'll be an enjoyable match. It'll be a big match too, because both clubs are always, most times, fronting up finals footy in Bendigo, and we look forward to seeing them in round 2 of this game this afternoon. Let's get the action underway. There's only one station I know, you know, and even Norm knows. It's Fresh FM, round 2 football from the QEO, John Hunter.
Umpire gets things underway. In the ruck, winning it first was Hosking, got his hands on the footy, but he might have he got one too high and he'll get a free kick. So Hosking now, he'll get the first position for the Dragons. He's a left footy, he'll go deep inside forward, 50. Gee, spilling to the Sandhurst player, and Lockie Zimmer will have a shot at goal. In fact, he looks for Thornton, plays on in the goal square, and he's tackled right on the line. Did he get his boot to it? No, it's a minor score, so first minor on the score. Sandhurst one behind, the Storm yet to score, 30 seconds in.
No, I don't think there was a score there, John. I think it was a free kick, actually, for dropping the ball.
Jeez, he must have been...
right on the goal.
So, in the pocket, it was like a little bit like Nick Revolt in a final many years ago when he was running into the goal square and just got collared. So, it's the Storm. McCarty, he's got the footy. He goes to the outer side wing. Good strong marks by Ireland. Ireland now will play on. Handball over the top. He'll go to Zach Palpratt. He loses the footy. Contested ball, a whistle on play. Might be a free kick go to the Storm.
I mean, it was interesting that first bounce to watch how Sandhurst lined up their forward line. Both key forwards were deep.
Mark's been taken by the Dragons from that kick from Jake McLean. He'll come laterally across half-back. Lots of change for the Dragons. Half-back. He goes wide to the ground. The reach. Wilkinson and just tumbles over the line for a throw-in.
Yeah, Wilkinson made good space. Her kick should have been better.
It's interesting. He's made sharp work there. It's taken him from the goal square all the way down to the wing.
Here at the QEO, 1.5 minutes in, the Storm. Pilcher front possession. The front, receiving a handball, was Gill. Gill for the Storm to half forward for Wilson. To the back of the pack. Half back is Hood. They'll share it around here. Series of handballs by the Dragons. Smothered kick. Side for Storm. Hurry kick into the pocket. Wilson.
Good move by Wilkinson to make a sharp run. I'm not sure Darryl put up that all day. They might cover if that's going to happen a lot.
Duck egg so far. Zip a piece. For Storm. Barnard straight in. Pilcher. Front position. Plays around this footy. No clean possession. Getting involved with Zach Palpratt with a strong tackle. Another whistle on play. 40 out from the Storm goal. The ball up.
Yeah, I like the way Hamish Hoskins going about this ruck battle with to make him work hard.
Yeah. That man you mentioned just punched it forward there, Norm. Just at the top of the goal square for the Storm. We need to be careful. Receiving the handball was Hood for the Dragons. He kicks it to defensive 50, still under pressure. Soccer off. Gill getting involved for the Storm. Another stoppage.
Lockie Sharp certainly gone deep. He's standing in the goal square.
Storm attacking. Barnard Street end. Another stoppage. Up they go. Pilter wins the tap. No clear possession. Storm receiving a handball was McCarty. Goes round the body. It's a wide kick into the pocket. To make the distance. Island getting involved for Sandhurst. Gets tackled. Lets it go. Top of the square for the Storm. Another ball up.
A lot of stoppages at the moment, Norm.
Yeah, pressure from both sides.
Umpire Baxter throws it up. Pilcher punches it, trying to there for the Storm. Shiska couldn't quite make it, and it's a minor score. Behind, and score 3.5 in the first.
And Shiska tried to kick it off the ground, Johnny. He might have just missed the footy.
Here at the QEO, it's the ball kick. Teammate under pressure. Cooper Smith couldn't quite get it, tries to stop it. Still getting involved. 50 out defensively. The Dragons will have another ball up.
The stoppages and a lot of pressure on the teams making some skill errors.
Camped inside forward 50 for the Storm for the last 2 or 3 minutes. Doing a lot of the ruck work. Clearing kick by the Dragons and up and under kick towards the boundary line. Over it goes. And on half forward for the Storm, another ball in.
Yes, interesting. Nobody in Sandhurst's forward line. Everybody on Strath's side of the centre.
Half forward for the Storm. The umpire throws it in. Up they go. Front position there was Hosking. He tapped it to advantage. A hurried kick by the Dragons to the wing. A contested ball. Getting involved was Riley. Not collared.
He thought he had a lot more time.
Advantage is paid. It's now with Noah Walsh. Kicks it long. It's shallow inside forward 50. Up they fly. O'Farrell got his hands on the footy. Couldn't bring it down. Offering support ground level. Alex Morton feeds it out to Mattel. He has a shot at goal, but it's a poor kick. In fact, might have hit the post, and it's out of bounds on the full.
Yes, double guessed himself twice then. Was going to go with the left foot and then finally went with the right and hit the post.
It's one behind to the Storm. They lead. Yet to score. That was a dangerous kick. It's into the corridor defensively by the Storm. It was effective.
For the Dragons, O'Farrell likes to fly. He's had a couple of big leaps early in this game.
Formosa receives a kick on half-back for the Storm. Swimming pool side. Formosa now. Down the line. Up they'll fly. He's looking for Shishka. Got his hands on the footy. Away here. The Storm through Hunter Lawrence. It's a low ball. Looking for Sharp. Defensive work. Dragons. A punch over the boundary line. 50 out from goal and a throw in.
Now that James Coughlin gets sharp and that releases his players to move up the ground.
50 out from the Storm goal. Blair Holmes takes the footy. Then goes to the ground. Get there. Storm doing well through Riley Clark. A whistle on play. 30 out from goal for the Storm. Another ball up.
Blair Holmes just back and coming back and playing footy. No?
I was just going to say that, Wallace. You can never doubt his desperation and commitment to the game.
Hosking was strong. Gave it to Palprad, who kicked it to half forward, but there's no one home. It's only the Storm. Lester. He goes to Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe to half forward for the Storm. And it might be out of bounds on the full, or in fact a free kick.
A free kick
to Moorhead of the Storm.
It's good to see that Strath keep their structure down back. Sandhurst is struggling a bit at present, staying forward.
Sharp finds position, takes a strong mark in front of his eyes. 48 from goal, and he'll have a kick to the pocket.
His intent is to have a shot. The moment he took the footy, he slowed down and wanted to go back and have a deliberate shot.
He's in the club room's pocket. We saw a good goal kick from last week, albeit by a right footer. That won't be effective. It goes into the goal square. Will they rush it? Sam it around, then a hurried kick. Montague receives it. In fact, dropped it. Formosa will pick it up now. Handball to Shiska. Shiska will go around the body and put it through for the first one of the afternoon to the Storm. Live local footy, only one station, Bendigo. Storm are 1-6. Sandhurst are 1 behind. 7 minutes in the first. Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Yes, a good passage to play by the Storm then. They locked that ball in their forward line. They kept the pressure on, and when it came out, Siska, he was the man. He was in the space. Good handball by Formosa.
Montague just about controlled the mark, just dropped it at the last moment, and that's why the turnover was caused.
I'll just give the Dragons a point they didn't deserve. There's still a zip, in fact. I was still thinking back to that one in the goal square, Norm, which they should have kicked a goal with.
Should have, yes, but these things happen in football.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Geez, the ruckman is a big man, isn't he? Hosking for the Dragons. They are. As we'll have a secondary
Tend
dance.
to be big, ruckman, John.
Well, there's big and big. There's solid and big.
Hoskin likes to jump in and make contact at the ruck contests.
He's very, very solid. He wins the tap, but it's just to the Storm. Moore receives a handball. Go to half forward. They'll attack. Picking up the footy now for the Drags with Culvert. He'll go wide by foot, but it's all the Storm. Mark's been taken on the outer side. Man with the footy is Hunter Lawrence. He goes short. Finds Ernst. Ernst with the footy now. 70 out from goal. Deep in the... Well, it's on half forward. And a good, strong mark there by Sandhurst. Player deep in the back pocket. That was a good defensive mark.
Yes, it was. Ernst miskicked that one. He wanted to put it to the top of the square and off the side of the boot.
So back to whence it came. Across half forward for the Storm. Montague trying to get involved, but it's all with the Storm. Geary is upended as he kicks it. He kicks it to 50. A strong mark has been taken by Bowden Alexander.
Yeah, that was a really strong mark.
Yeah, good contested mark. They're the sort of marks that coaches like to see from their players.
Yeah, had to stand tall and took a really nice mark.
Geez, he's going to kick it from 50. In fact, a worm burner, ugly little ball. Didn't really gain much distance to get back to where they came. Now it goes top of the square. Culvert grabs it for the Dragons. Sharp has it. Just manages a little dinky kick to no advantage. Sandhurst, a little nervous across half back. Umpiring a goal. Good umpiring, I think. In fact, a whistle. It's going to be a hold and we'll go by the Storm.
Yes, the other tackles were perfect. They let go at the right time, but that one lingered.
More head to tackle. And he'll line them up 35 out.
Scoring signs for Sanders. Ball in been in 4-50 for Storm. Gee, we played 10. Probably 8 minutes of the 10 have been down to the Barnard Street. So Storm have dominated possession of the footy.
They are, and it's all because Sandhurst are being caught. They're being dragged up the ground. Storm are staying back, and they've got a wall. And so when the ball comes out, it all goes straight back in.
Ernst, let's see what his kicking style is like. He's a big lad as well. Barnard Street end, just casually puts it straight over the goal umpire's hat for their second. Live local score sponsor Bendigo. That is Storm 2-13. Sandhurst yet to score. We've got 10 minutes in the first at the QEO.
Pretty casual laid back, but a nice kick off the boot. He's been quite prominent, earns down forward as well. As John mentioned, he's got good size about him. Looks like a dangerous forward to me. Worrying signs for Sandhurst. They need to start to hit the go button. We play at 11. Ball's been down Storm's end most of this first term.
So going to the ruck work is Mays now for the Storm. Hosking wins, handballs it to space. Geary grabs it for the Storm across half back. That's a dinky kick wide. Possession by Wharton. Wharton will go looking for Montague. He went one through the fingers. Sweeping on the footy was Charles. Charles gives it away. Handballs a good tackling by Sandhurst, and it'll be a free kick. It'll go to Lockie.
No advantage paid, but the goal was kicked by Joel Wharton.
He did kick
but it's
the
got
goal.
to come back.
Umpire wasn't watching. He did not one stage say advantage.
No.
So the ball will come back.
And
it's important kick this because it's certainly kickable. It needs to be what he'll kick from around 50, John, but it's important that they haven't had a lot of the ball inside 50, Sandhurst. So if they can get a goal here, just give them that spark of confidence in the first term.
Difficult kick on right over his shoulder. In fact, on right over his forehead. He'll kick it from right on the paint mark of 50. He actually goes inboard. It's wide. It's not going to score. It gets out of bounds on the full, so no score. Sandhurst yet to score. Storm 2-1-13.
Not even close.
In the end, John, they say that you should run direct at the target. He ran to the boundary line and he kicked it straight out of bounds on the full.
Good point. That's exactly what he did.
And that's an indication that the player doesn't think he can make the distance when they do that. Gill plays on from the back pocket for the Storm. Kicks it long. Looks for Shishka, who takes a good strong mark in front of his eyes.
Had the game well today, Shishka.
Looks to go inboard. Corridor. Finds a teammate. Sells some candy. Hall. Oh, will he get into trouble? He's just maintained possession of the football. Ball over the boundary line. It's not deliberate. It's not... that term is no longer that. It's...
Jake Hall had a lot of the footy, a lot of time there. They should have put more pressure on him, Sanders. He famed a couple of hand passes, which he didn't deliver at all.
So Geary on left half back.
Talking about players being around a while.
He looked to go backwards in order to go forwards. Gives it to Hall on defensive 50. Got the
former captain, Shannon Geary.
Goals to his back. He kicks it to a one-on-one contest, and good strong marks taken by Clark.
Jock?
Not quite. Well, he's got new knees, hasn't he? He might have been able to do that. Riley Clark down the line, kicks it out of bounds on the full.
Yes, just tried to hug the boundary too close there, and it just over the top before she was able to take the mark.
A couple of basic errors creeping into the game in the last 5 minutes. Colvert, short. Goes to Thornton. Wharton, in fact. Wharton goes to the wing. Front position for the Dragons. Zimmer takes possession. Will give it off by hands. They're working it nicely through Walsh. Good strong hard lead. Finds O'Farrell. O'Farrell, looking ball inside forward 50. Was on the left. It bounced right off the boot and was ugly from then on. Directly in front 30 out will have a ball up.
Look, he's flew for a couple of things, O'Farrell, and also that was good. I like the way he's approaching his game. He wants to be involved. He looks like a lively forward.
If you're going to have race horses and you're at Sandhurst, it would be O'Farrell. Oh, roving the tap there brilliantly was Coughlin and slews it for a minor score. So
what's going on there, Norm? A lot of players falling over.
There was a lot of players falling over in that little contest, and Coughlin probably lucky not to get a free kick for a nudge in the back as he kicked it.
Sandhurst are one behind. The Storm 2-1-13. Storm with possession of footy in their back after that. Now it's with Shannon Geary. Plays on, just lopes.
I don't reckon there's anybody on the mark. That's why he played on.
He gave it to Alexander, who in turn kicks it to the wing, outer side. Good, strong, hard work by Ernst again. Did a little bit of a dance, then lost the footy. Rhodey getting involved for the Dragons. Now they're away. It's a horrible looking kick to half forward. O'Farrell was there by himself. Couldn't quite win possession. Hall did well for the Storm. Series of handballs. Ends up with Charles. Can he get rid of it? Hall received a handball. The old 1-2. Now he's away to the wing and kicks it long to half forward. Looking to Sharp, who's up the ground. He was at the back of the pack.
Taking the mark.
Took a brilliant mark.
Yeah, what a good kick by Hall.
Plays on quickly. Sharp goes around the body. Straight towards goal and it through the third. Live score sponsor, Bendigo's bearing 3-1-19. Sandhurst one behind, halfway through the.
Yes, just touching on that point of nobody on the mark, Wallace. We'll see that a lot during the footy in this day and age because a lot of players like to stand 5 off the mark so that as soon as the player moves, they can move and they won't have a free kick 50 metres downfield. That happened then, but it was to the detriment of
certainly was.
The Sandhurst side. Storm's been able to use that rule beautifully today because it's staying off the mark.
Back into the middle, Pilcher. Just wondering if he's fit, Norm. He's come back from Harcourt.
What are you saying, they don't train at Harcourt?
Well, no, he's just, he didn't last in the ruck for very long. He just seemed to have a rest very, very early. Sandhurst with possession of the footy, looking for Walsh, half forward. Players diving after the footy on a half forward for the Sandhurst, another ball up.
Yes, well, interesting to see Pilcher back out again. I know he went up to help them with their young ruckman, Hosking, and he's got his chance today at the big league.
Hosking for Sandhurst wins the tap. He's good. I like him. Hurried kick by Moorhead for the Storm. Shishka gives it by hand. Teammate offering support. McCarthy goes to the wing. They just seem to have a lot of numbers here. Mark is taken by Gill. Gill swings it to half forward. Ernst. Well, dropped the mark he should have taken on the chest. He was good enough. By hand gives it to Riley Wilson. Riley Wilson inside forward 50, but a defensive mark taken there by Ireland. Plays on quickly for the Dragons. Alex Wharton. Back. Will come inboard. He's got a player in the middle of the QEO. Good defensive punch. Storm. And they're away. Through McCarthy. He's at goes goalward to the line. And it's a minor score. Storm 3-2-20. Sandhurst one behind. 18 gone for.
defensive punch by Storm, then got the ball from the back of the centre square to the wing, and then they were in the clear.
Alex Wharton with the footy for Sandhurst in the defensive zone. The team down the go to the wing. Marked by Walsh. The Dragons. True centre wing. Front of the grandstand. Walsh. 30-metre kick. Oh, put O'Farrell under pressure. Strong punch by Leicester from behind and a ball for Sandhurst.
Yes, that's 2 or 3 times Leicester's come from behind and killed the ball, killed the contest, and makes it difficult for Sandhurst forwards when they can't take marks.
Hosking v Pilcher. Half forward. The ball bounced. Picked up by Hosking. Gives it by hand to Lee Coughlin. Oh, he sold a little bit of candy. Up and under kick to half by McLean. Did well, Dragons. Dragons with the numbers through Walsh. Gone. Free kick against him. Free kick Storm.
Yeah, should have went by hand when he first had the opportunity.
Charles gave it to Bennett. Bennett kicks it to McCarty of the Storm. They're sharing it in the defensive zone. Hunter Lawrence now. Plays on. No man on the mark. There's a little bit of that going on. No man on the mark.
As Norm said, Sanders are prepared to stand back off the mark.
Moorhead now for the Storm. Feeds a handball to the wing and they're away through Gill. Gill inside forward 50. Finds Ernst who marks it on the chest.
Great first term.
Plays on quickly. Goal square is open. There's 2 players. 1-on-1 comes off hands. 4. Storm 3-3-21. Sandhurst 1.
And a good transition of play by the Storm there. They took it up swimming without being touched by a Sandhurst player.
Geez, it's open footy. It's swinging from goal square to goal square. On the wing now, O'Farrell gets held by the Dragons and will have a free kick.
It's been playing across half forward. He's received this free kick at half back just next to the grandstand.
Now plays on. Left footer, short pass.
Good kick.
Finds Pratt. He's between centre wing and right half forward. Grandstand side. He'll kick shallow inside forward 50, looking for Thornton, who was found out of position. Walsh sharked the ball brilliantly. He'll give it to Rhodey. Rhodey will run into an open goal and bang, puts it through for their first of the afternoon. Live score sponsor, Variety Superstore Strathvillage. Their first here at the QEO this afternoon. 1-1-7 the Dragons, 3-3-21 the Storm. 20 minutes first term.
Yeah, it's better football from Zach Pelprat when he got the ball on the wing. He wanted to get it moving quick. He wasn't able to get a handball away, but when he looked up, he had 2 Sandhurst players clear. He went to a contest. Once again, it was killed by Strath, but this time it was Sandhurst at the foot of the ball. A good handball by Noah Walsh out to Jeremy Rhodey, and an easy goal.
Good open footy here, really enjoying the contest. Hosking taps it. They win possession. Umpire falls over. Umpire Baxter as the Storm. They'll get possession and they'll cough it up through Rhodey. Difficult handball. Walsh to Coughlin by hand. On the wing, a dinky little kick towards the boundary line to half forward. Can't find Alex Wharton. Ball in right half forward for the Dragons.
Late stages first term. Dragons just starting to get more in some of the stoppages.
Umpire Baxter having a bit of a giggle with the players as he went up and over. Of course, a good football in his own right, Scotty Baxter, back in the day. Position. Dragons been impressive. Now it's with the Storm. Payne getting involved. Long kick to the wing. Bouncing footy. Wilson and Hall. Good tackle. Noah Walsh. Sandhurst ties him up. And he's going to be rewarded. Walsh.
Yes, I know it was very little time to get rid of the ball, but he had, so once he got it 2 steps, it was nabbed.
Well, it's only half a step nowadays. So
that's right.
Enough. Noah Walsh, who's been good. Drag on the wing. Forward. Farrell caught out of position front. At the back of the pack for the Storm. Payne did well. Handball. Gives it to Bennett. They're away.
See, that kick, though, by Walsh just down the line to a pack doesn't serve well.
At all. Shishka, half back to Hall for the Storm. Marks the wing. Under the grandstand. Hall. Long kick. He'll go inside forward 50. Looking for Wilson. Back of the pack. Big fly off hands over the boundary line. 70 out from Storm goal.
There was a big setup to be more patient there, but there wasn't a lot of movement. That's why he kicked down the line. But Sandhurst are not kicking down the line. Storm have got too much strength in the department, in the overhead department as well.
21 playing 7. Back, handball to the back of the pack. Tried to find Mitchell. Couldn't get it. Hall picks it up for the Storm. Bangs it inside forward 50. Off hands. Boundary line wins 30 out from goal for the Storm. Another ball.
Just a little bit of fatigue will start to set in late in each quarter. Round 2. It's a warm afternoon. Both sides will be feeling the pinch as we approach quarter time.
Barnard Street margin. They've looked good, the Storm. So the Dragons in the last 5 minutes or so have really upped their game. Roadie offering support. They're in the back zone. Out of the pack by Hood into a 3 Storm players onto the 1. And of course, Storm are going to win through Hunter Lawrence. Forward, bouncing footy, back of the pack. Islands there for the Dragons. Defensive 50. Feigns a handball. Don't argue. He could get pinged. Luckily gets it on the boot. They've got numbers there. The Dragons, they'll work it nicely. Series of handballs with O'Farrell. Out of side, McLean. Handball in. Wharton, he'll give it to Pelprat, put it in his path, who's running towards goal, play on Son, he does, bouncing, tumbling ball towards goal and bangs it through.
Great work.
Coast to coast they go.
Team footy.
What a goal that was. Brilliant to call as well, love it. Live score sponsor, Bendigo Bearings. The Sandhurst are 2-1-13, the Storm 3-3-21, 24 gone first term.
Yes, that was better transition by Sandhurst there. They got players into their forward line in space and they had somebody to kick to when it got forward. When it came in the time before, you said 3 Strath players, 1 Sandhurst, very hard to make the most of that. But when they started to move there and transitioned, they looked.
Talk about against the flow, wasn't it? You called it nicely there, Norm, as Hosking wins it for the Dragons, puts it forward. Storm with numbers again. We'll have another ball up halfway between centre and half forward. The Sandhurst Dragons attacking.
And we just saw the spark there for Sandhurst at the end of this quarter. Blair Holmes there, a lovely tackle to keep that ball in.
Hosking, geez, he's beating his opposition in Pilcher. Gives it to Coughlin, inside forward 50. Joel Wharton's there. We're 40 out from goal now for the Dragons. Another stoppage ball up.
Nearly marked that footy, would have been so important to mark there. Sandhurst would have been having another shot on goal, even though the footy at attacking 50.
Hosking wins it again. He's dominating the ruck. Liking what I'm seeing. Getting involved. Tackle. Blair Holmes asks for a free kick, won't get one. It's 21 playing 13. Storm lead. Sandhurst attack. Moment this last quarter. Its advantage is paid on the lead. Coughlin and pops it through to a 1-point margin. Live score sponsor, Variety Superstore in Strathvillage. 3-2-14 that will be to 3-3-21 in the dying moments of this opening term. 3-1-19 to 3-3-21. Curio.
He's worked so hard, Lee. He's really tried to lift us in this second half of his first term. He's done that. Work by the number 1 at Sandhurst, Lee Coughlin. Brilliant.
Yes, Lee and Blair Holmes have both got into it on the side on their shoulders. So
down to a tournament. This in the first 15 minutes. Moorhead receives a punch there from Pilcher. He'll go wide to half forward. Shishka overruns the footy for the Storm, picking up Dragons. Ireland gives it to McLean. McLean an up and under kick. They set themselves. Pelprat was brave. Hosking tries to don't argue. Didn't dispose correctly in a free kick to go to the Storm.
Yes, the intensity from Sam half of this quarter, and it's certainly showing on the screen.
Moorhead go inside forward 50, looking for Sharp, but at the back of the pack, it's all with the Dragons. There will be three Dragons. Is Wilson kicks it to the wing. O'Farrell, the bunt kick to nobody. Moorhead all over the top. It was effective but ugly. Lachlan Gill, long kick forward now inside 50. Storm, he's strong through the pack, tried to make a path but did too much. Free kick Wilson.
Yes, had two opportunities to handball and held onto it, John, so the free was there.
Wilkinson goes to Leyden. Leyden will go wide to half-back. McLean takes a mark. Dragons with possession across half-back. Looking to get another one before quarter time. Back to Leyden.
McLean and Island have been good players across our back for the...
Dangerous kick to half forward. There's three of the Storm players. Formosa picks up, passes it straight to Sharp, over possession, and they're going to pay the ultimate price with Lachlan Sharp having a kick at goal.
Yeah, it's a little bit how Sandhurst play, though, and you're right. They made a mistake, and at the end, but the player you don't want on the end of your mistake with the opposition is Lockie Sharp.
Well, distance won't be a problem for him. The man on the mark stands at 38 metres.
There'll be no problem.
Lockie Sharp. Happy too. He punches the air with a double fist. So Storm just get a little bit back now. They will go to 4-3-87 and 3-1-19. A live score update. Bendigo Bulk Carpets here at the QEO.
Yes, Lockie Sharp becomes the first multiple goal scorer of the day, and he made that his because as soon as Formosa got the ball, he darted into space, and Formosa was good enough to see Sharp, put it in front of him, and the safe hands of Lockie Sharp. The rest took the mark, the easy goal.
If you're ever going to have your house on a kick for goal, that would have been it. Hosking wins again for the Dragons. Just a little bit of slow motion footy here. Wilson, good sharp handball. Goes to Alexander of the Storm. He'll go inside deep 50. Ernst takes a mark. Strong contested, and we'll have another.
No, free.
No,
free.
so Mark, I think that Sandhurst player had hands way before Ernst got his hands on the footy.
Palprat goes to the outer side wing, bounces forward. Wharton was in the area
Check
trying
the
to involve
replay, you'll find them right now.
Yep,
over the boundary
Wallace.
line. Ball in. So it's a 8 margin here. Half forward, Ernst front position, but Pilcher won to the Storm, but he kicked it straight, tapped it straight to McLean of the Dragons. Inside forward 50. Tackled well. Geez, he was clever enough to get it off to Harrison Free. Free goes long and wide, bounces out of bounds.
Not a good kick by Free because he had a couple of players loose. One was one, but it went over his head and out of bounds. So instead of having a shot on goal, John, for the
live score updates. Thanks for Go Bulk Cup. That's quarter time here at QEO. The Storm 4-3-27, 1-19.
And we'll continue the second quarter action. Good Friday football. It's the Dragons up against Storm.
If you don't take the mark.
So up against the point post. Storm have got possession of the 50. Up they'll go. Ireland takes a good strong mark. Playing up forward at the moment. He's usually down in that back half. Ireland. It's too far out to score. He'll go short. Tightens up the angle. Gives it to Wharton. Banana from the boundary line. It looked good for a moment, just rushed behind, so a minor score. 7 the Storm, 3-2-20, second term, 2 minutes in.
I think you'll find that Ireland still is in defence, John, but their forwards up.
So Storm, composed, slow footy in the back half, looking to build something. 3, steps around a player far too easily. Up they'll go. Dragons again. It was a bit of good work by Free. They'll share it around, end up with Lee Coughlin, who's had a lot of it. He'll go corridor. They set themselves 30 out, but a mark or free kick is being paid and it'll go the way of Joseph Mays. A short pass. Handball, fumbling, nervous. Hall. By Hunter Lawrence. Inboard again. Oh, he had it cooked before he had it. And now they'll get in a bit of...
Thinking what he was going to do next.
Great tackle by Harrison Ford. Then he the handballing arm up.
Harrison Ford, good actor.
Harrison free.
Free. We'll call it Harrison Ford. Hand solo. The forward zone. Forehead for the Storm. Just put it out of hands.
It's a bit scrap at the moment. Sandhurst, I don't like it when they go forward to a pack. They're better off when they move. A lot of movement from Sandhurst forwards would improve their chances of having a shot on goal.
Generally, they seem composed, the Storm in the back half, don't they? They just move. Let's see if they can extract here. See if it was Charles, then he lost it. Again, but up his own ball, offering support. Riley Wilson by hand to Hunter. Quickly, it's a half a tube in back. Oh, what I've got there, Ernst steps around a player too easily. He's run a long way, has a bounce, has a look over his shoulder, again runs a long way. Turned into an open goal, did everything right except kick the goal.
That was brilliant work except for the kick.
4-4-28 to Sandhurst 3-2-20.
I reckon a bit of Benny Hill music at the end there.
Yeah.
Perfect with that. Jeez, he did it so well, just came off the side of his boot.
Wasn't it exciting?
His tip is out when it happens.
Noah Walsh. Oh, kick smothered. In fact, marked from 2 metres. Well, Moorhead done well.
Yeah,
goes inside.
Yep, he did. He was admonishing himself before that ball came in. When he saw Strath had it, he made position. And
he's some sort of player. We haven't seen a lot of him, John, but he was great in the first term, and I like what he did except for his final kick on goal, which can happen. He backed himself and ran a long way, and Norm was right. He wasn't happy with himself behind play, and I just think he set himself to take that mark and make amends.
Well, it was a good, strong pack mark. Now this is a slow, deliberate shot. He's had time to take a deep breath. The ball didn't drop correctly, if you notice. It was a horrible ball drop, in fact, and it's been marked on the boundary line by the Dragons.
He's the sort of player that throughout the season he's just going to get better and better.
Sort of player you want to come and watch.
Yes.
It was a disappointing result in the end. Up they go in the pack again. The Storm will go forward through Ben Lester. Inside forward 50. They'll set themselves. Front and centre was Wilkinson. By hand. Gives it to Cooper Smith.
Shocking kick.
What kick at this? Just missed.
In fact, it went over our heads. It's probably gone 13 rows back into the grandstand.
Well, went into the timekeeper's box. It's about 2 metres away from us, John, but not too bad. Your measurements are...
We'll let the facts get in the way of a good story.
Within 20 metres or so.
Bowden Alexander, this man's name is. That might have been touched off hands. Inside forward 50. Dragons will share it round. Wilkinson gives it to Ireland. Actually sold him a dud. Goes over the boundary line, out of bounds, ball in.
The thing I like about young Ernst is that, yes, he's had 2 poor passages of play, but he was back in it again then with a hand on the football.
Stormed by 8 points.
In this game, it's a really good high-quality game. A little bit scrappy the last couple of minutes. Wharton dives in after the footy.
The umpire just cleaned up Blair Holmes.
Blair Holmes, that's right. I wonder who came up
and got up and supported him. So the umpire about tribunal during the week, John.
Tell you what, you'd have to be
his number.
Pretty tough boy to upend Blair Holmes. Rhodey received a handball, then kicks it long. He didn't look when he kicked then, and kicked it straight to the Storm player in Ratcliffe. He'll swing it inboard, looks corridor. Defensive side of the centre. The Storm have possession of the footy. Paul kick. A free kick. Probably should have let that go, Baxter. Storm have got a free kick. Slater handballs it off. Ratcliffe goes inside forward 50. They're sharing it around here. Geez, it's an ugly bit of play. Palprat handballs. Looks for McLean. Couldn't find him. Alex Wharton dives in after the footy. He can't get it. Now it's the Storm. Moorhead. He'll go inside forward 50 looking for Sharp. Ireland, big punch from behind, taps it over the line, and there'll be a ball in.
Good to have a local footy back. Look at the bloke down there. He's got the sort of a wine-type shirt on that you like, Norm. He's got the shorts. He's got a couple of beers and he's joined the football. Isn't that good?
Good to
On
see.
Good
And that was
Friday.
a good punch by Ireland there to get the ball out of Lockie Sharp's grasp.
Hosking won the tap. Pack the players at ground level. Free kick's been picked out. It'll go to Blair Holmes of the Dragons.
He's recovered.
Yes. Always at the bottom of the
Nasty-
pack, though.
nasty knock by the umpire.
Paul Pratt, back pocket, Dragon sends it to the outer side, and that's a poor kick. Jeez, the Storm's got another opportunity to send it inside forward 50. Finds a teammate through Zach Charles.
Drums are beating for someone, John.
Charles plays on now, runs to 50 of the Storm. He'll set it up to the top of the square. They'll set themselves. Ernst was there, couldn't grab it. Now pack forms.
I tell you something, John. I'm not telling you how to call the game, but every time the ball goes deep, just watch Ernst. He's worth his admission. He crashes back. He sets himself for some big marks. He's going to take a few hangers this year.
He's a big lad. He only looks young too. Moorhead finds a path, gives it by hand to a teammate who has a shot at goal. Backs to Slater, right to the line. But Ireland takes a mark for the Dragons.
Been reliable. Ireland, across half back, worked well for the Dragons in this game.
Yeah, he's a good player for a long time.
Well, got a country named after him, John.
He has. Joel Wharton.
Must be good. They don't hand that out to everyone.
No. I've never been to Liam. Now, it is Wharton. Long beyond 50. Little handball to Holmes. They're out here. Safety of numbers. The Dragons. Long kick to half forward. One-on-one contest. Alex, he had the sit. Marks it nicely. He does have long goal squares open. So's O'Farrell. O'Farrell probably decided to settle 40 from goal. Not much of an angle for the Dragons.
Yeah, Barnard's ball movement, you're right. They dispensed it well out of defensive 50 up to where they are. O'Farrell's been a prominent player up forward. Norm, he
did miss one.
Keen to get this one.
That's right, Wallace, and he's making it easy walk in towards goal. Puts it on the boot.
Well, it goes to the line and it'll go over for a minor score. Didn't really look being a major at all. 4-4-28, the Storm. 3-3-21, Sandhurst. 10 minutes gone, second term.
There was a pack from Sandhurst out of defence. At least they didn't bomb it to a pack.
So, the Storm now, they'll build. Bit of slow motion footy. Has a bounce, McCarthy. Gives it to a teammate. Series of handballs in the back half. Walk, 49. He'll sit it up, but nobody's home. Has kicked it straight to the opposition, and Fergus Payne takes the uncontested mark.
That's a worse kick
Lower
than the
the
kick he
eyes.
marked.
They had a chance there. Payne will go to half. Tried to pick out his teammate in Riley Wilson. Find him. Now 40 out from their goal.
That kick from Wharton's all about composure and people around you saying you got a bit of time, because he could have looked up for a lead and he just kicked it long, and the rules players seen.
Another ball up inside forward 50 for Sandhurst, but a hurried for the Storm through McCarty. Takes it to the wing. Shishka held without the ball for the Storm. Lockie Sharp keeps his feet. 60 out from goal now. They all converge. Sandhurst under pressure here. Out of the pack wing. Numbers still for the Storm. Little handball by McCarty. They'll share it around. 3 handballs. And they'll be away through Moorhead. Geary go towards Shishka. Shishka, he'll take it at half forward. A long kick. It's 1-on-1, and a mark's been taken by the Storm. Only 15 metres out from goal, and we'll line them up.
Yeah, it all comes back to that previous contest there. I think it was Ireland overran a little bit, tried to get back, but then the ball was loose over the back, and the end result will be a shot on goal for Storm.
Yes, and it was good work by Shishka too. He knew he couldn't take the mark, but he just knocked it in the air and then found it at ground level.
Riley Clark plays on, goes around the body as they so often do nowadays, and pops it through quite easily for a goal. A live score sponsor, Variety Super Score from Strathfieldsaye. The Storm, well, they've steadied here at the QEO. 5-4-34 to Sandhurst 3-3-21. 12 minutes gone, second term.
Been a lot of action up and back, Norm, in this second term, but not a lot of goal action.
No, look, both sides have been sucked up the ground, and they haven't got anybody in their forward line when the ball comes. Strath then, they worked it well. And it was good to see young Riley Clark, a young boy, into the side, and he made the decision to run forward and was all by himself.
Back into the middle we go. Contested ball again. The Storm, they're winning possession out of the middle. I'll go forward again. It was a hurried little handball looking for Riley Wilson. Couldn't find him. Now they all dive in it. Whistle on play. Kick Dragons. Morton receives a handball. On the left. Kick. Farrell. Strong mark on 50.
His Farrell. He had to push and shove. They're both doing he said on form to take the mark. That's a sign of a really good player. Talented footballer.
It is. We'll see whether he learned from his mistake. Goal.
Kicking on.
That's right. He tried to kick it too hard last time. If he doesn't think he can make the distance, put it to the top of the square. There's nobody there at this stage, so except for Strath players.
He runs wide too, and he's going to make it right through. Geez, I waited right on the line. But it was in the end. Live sponsor Bendigo Bowl Carpet. Sandhurst needed that one. 4-3-27. They trail 5-4. G4. We've gone 14 minutes.
That to me, if I was a coach, I would have that example. The way he used his body, he had to stand still, then he had to push and shove, and then take the mark, and then he capped it off with a good goal. I'll have it in his highlight package for him to look at during the week.
Fresh live update. Let's go around the grounds. The Eagle Hawk, Borough 6-2-38 lead the Bloods 3-3-21 out at Canterbury Park. They've kicked away. So back here at the QEO, it's 27-34, the Storm lead. 14 minutes second term. Secondary ball up in the middle. Hoskin won the tap, but lost it to the Storm through numbers. McCarty kicks it inside, forward 50. Nice little kick, little handball. It's going to be another shot at goal for a minor score. Getting involved there was Thomas Bennett. So it's 5-5-35, the Storm 4-3-27, 14 and a half gone second term.
Yes, and a good handball from Jackson Baxter Slater then. He gave it to the bloke running past without a second thought.
To half-back, poor kick. Pilcher takes a mark for the Storm. Looks to play on quickly. He does by hand to Geary. Geary inside forward 50. Looks to Ernst. Just ran underneath it. Got a hand on it. He's still in the contest. He keeps his feet. He'll probably get the footy here. Keep your eye on him. Good strong arm tackling.
I reckon he got a falcon in the pack, Johnny, to be honest. I reckon the ball hit him on
McLean gives it to Coghlan, to the Dragons. Half-back to the wing looking for O'Farrell, and intercepting mark there by the Storm. Did well. Mays goes inboard and finds Clark. Clark inside forward 50. Good strong kick. Front and centre for the Dragons. Lockie Hood swings it to the back pocket looking for Wilkinson. Goes out of bounds for a ball in.
Yeah, they're Storm are moving the ball pretty well, but at the moment in this second half, I reckon Sandhurst defence standing up pretty well at the moment. They're working really hard together, and so far they haven't let Storm break clear for any really easy possessions.
Umpire throws it in. 8-point margin here. Storm wins. Coghlan wins it. Keep an eye on him. He looks injured. He kicked that ball. Goes towards the boundary line. Hard up against it. Swimming pool side. Storm with possession. In fact, the boundary line umpire says, "Give it to me, I'll throw it in."
He's ready for the next contest.
Yes, he'll run it out. It was only a bit of a jar as he kicked the ball.
He's got an unusual gait when he runs as well.
Not like you, Johnny. You'd be calling for the stretcher at this stage. 77.
There's one bloke in this box I know got dragged off twice on a stretcher in one game. And it wasn't you and it wasn't me. That's the ball now.
Twice.
Yes. In the middle of the QEO. Good work, Blair Holmes. Good strong tight enough and have a ball up smack bang in the middle.
Carried off twice in one game, no.
What do you back on after you get carried off the...
Are you allowed to do that?
Well, we're in that stage 20 minutes later.
Back into the middle we go. As a little bit of a lull in play here. Picked up there by McCarty, who's been good. Got numbers here, the Storm, but they might muck it up. Wilkinson just socks it towards the boundary line. Formosa and Riley Wilson are there. Riley Wilson does well. Just on hands and knees offering support. Hunter Lawrence, you can't do there. Put it over the boundary line. Throw in 48
the celebration of Easter in Bendigo, the awakening of the dragon, all those drums are taking place. Massive people in around the CBD on Good Friday afternoon, and a big crowd. I mean, a big crowd here at the Queen Elizabeth Oval.
And everybody, you could throw a sheet over everybody bar 6 players at present on one pocket of the ground.
We're 52 out from the Storm goal, trying to make a path with Zach Charles and
Big
can't. Spills to off by hand and away. Long kick to nobody. Vacant. Half forward. The Dragons bouncing towards the line. Who'll get there first? Storm will. Long kick down the line, off hands, right in front of this broadcast side. Half forward for the Storm ball throw in.
Yes, it certainly was a good race there, but it was young Joseph Mays that made the ground of the ball and got it into an attacking position for Storm.
Umpire throws it in. Hosking wins it to the front of the pack. They all dive in after it, and we'll do it all again. Throw in.
Is he your new favourite player, John?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sandhurst, the big ruck, number 44 this afternoon.
So I'd like to go out with him of a night time if we're in a bed like that, but he'd be able to look after you.
Would be interested in that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but Ireland now in the back half for the Dragons. Keeps his feet. Will it sit for him? Still keeps his feet towards the line. Another throw in opposite side.
Actually controlled the footy at any stage, Ireland, but he got it to the boundary line. Just hard work, great effort. That's the kind of player you like to see in defence.
He's probably been Sandhurst's best so far in this second quarter. He's certainly put his body on the line on numerous occasions.
8-point margin, the Storm. Live local, the only station, Bendigo's Fresh FM here at the QO. You know. You do know. If you're listening out there, hope you're enjoying this broadcast on your Easter weekend. The Storm will flick it back, eventually ends up with Ben Lester, left half back, swimming pool. Storm have possession, short pass to the wing, awkward. They're trying their hardest to cough it up. Tested ball, hard up against the boundary line. Umpire will have to blow his whistle and we'll ball it up.
Starting to get a bit scrappy in this second quarter, late in the second quarter, just about to enter time on.
Just
finding it hard.
Sets in.
Fresh live update to Eagle Hall. Before the Blues have come back 6-4-40, a 4-point margin. Wharton with its Alex in the middle of the QEO. Feigned a handball, then will give it off to McCarty. Kicks it on the left. Short pass to the outer side. Still with possession here. 4-3-27. The Dragons trail 5-5-35. 20 minutes gone second term. To half forward. Sharp. Front position. Might have got
a free kick. Early jump from the Sandhurst player to put Lockie his balance, and it was just too early.
A bit of a late call by the umpire. I think he...
Oh, no. It was the umpire downfield that gave it, not the one that was exactly opposite.
The non-officiating.
The non-officiating, yes.
Sharp will kick it into the corridor. Thornton takes a good strong mark, playing centre half back now.
You know, since quarter time, both sides have kicked 1 goal, 2 points each.
Dragons to Rhodey. By hand to McLean. To Rhodey by hand. Runs to the wing. Now, Scott on off. Eventually does. Has to go over the shoulder. Player marks taken down there. Below no the footy goes short to Joel Wharton. In fact, the play was Zimmer. Wharton goes goalward to the line, and he's put it through. On live local, a live score sponsor. Sandhurst go to 5-3. A 2-point margin, 5-5-35, 21 and a half gone, second term.
Dragons, I wouldn't mind Joel Wharton having the ball in his hands anytime, Norm.
Yes, he's certainly good when he gets within that 40-metre distance, but that goal was made awfully hard because no Sandhurst player in the early part of it, when Rhodey was running forward, was prepared to run into space, and he had the handball backwards before they could go.
He had to direct the traffic, didn't he? He looked over his shoulder just to handball it. Sandhurst up and about after that. Pilcher receives a blow. He's gone for a kick. Dragons.
Lee Cullen was just waiting on Pilcher to pick up the footy and applied a great tackle.
Defensive side. Now swings it wide to the wing. He's got Montague. Chest mark. Got nobody on him. Now he'll go long looking for McLean. McLean's one-on-one front position. Strong mark. 50. Inboard, good strong, hard lead. O'Farrell takes a mark and will line them up for another one for the Dragons.
Yeah, had trouble earlier on in this quarter from the spot. See what he's learned from that, Noel.
It will be interesting. Just watching, we've had Strath's Callum McCarthy come off then. He was in a heavy collision in that last passage of the play. He's come off second best, blood coming from the nose.
Farrell's been good.
He's got the breeding, this young man. A famous name at the Dragons. Oh, don't look, he run wide again and forces the ball wide. Doesn't even make the distance. In fact, it might be just a minor score. It is 5-4-34 Sandhurst, 5-5-35 the Storm on second term.
Yes, every had it goal. He's run out to the left. I'd love to see him go straight at the goal front.
Well, the natural arc, it's not natural that way.
No.
So Coughlin now receives a handball, 49 from goal. Left footer, spearing ball, and spots up a teammate who's taking the chest. I reckon it's Zimmer with the Zimmer, and he'll line them up. Pretty tight angle on the band line.
It's kickable from this point. It's just near the centre. So if you train on this ground, I think that shots from these areas.
Zimmer. Oh, you'll even the score up. Minor score. 5-5-35 apiece. 24 on second.
Sandhurst just in the last 2 or 3 minutes, Norm, controlling, keeping the footy and attacking 50.
They are. They're stopping Strath's run and making it very difficult for Strath. They're locked in their back line.
Low scoring game, 5-5.
If they could take the lead here, Dragons, and they're going to have a chance. Kicking out of hands on the full. Jake McLean. It's too far out. A good 2 kicks. Goes long into the pocket. Oh, he gave Farrell a task. Oh, Zimmer sharked a ball, Kevin Bartlett style. Put it through.
No, I think
in fact, a whistle.
I think it is the point post.
They're conferring with the umpire. Many of the great minds. We're
3 umpires involved in that decision.
Take the lead for the first time since I can remember. Swooping on the footy for the Storm. Bennett kicks it long to 50 defensively. Good punch by the Storm. Hunter Lawrence ball in right on the boundary line in front of the club.
Nice clearing kick out of defence and hit the boundary line. So nice work.
35 apiece. 5-5, 35. 25 gone second term. Good contest here at QEO. They go in the ruck, probably held without the footy hosking and the Dragons. And I think he'll line them up for a goal from 48 metres. Don't know if he's got the leg, haven't had enough of a look at him.
If you remember Barry Denner, who's calling AFL footy, his favourite score, he'd be very excited to see 5-5-35 up there twice, I tell you.
So, Hosking now. He's a left foot, swings close to the man on the mark. He didn't get it at all. And Hall takes a mark for the Storm at the top of the square. Coughlin sharked the ball, had a shot at goal. His kick was smothered. Pack forms, only metres out, 12 metres out.
That ball must have been touched, no?
Yes, it was. The umpire down on the play called touch play on Pilcher did get a hand to the ball.
Just in front here of the goal square. Pushing here the Dragons, getting in goal, round level. The Storm are desperate to keep him at bay as he tries to make a path. He looks lively up there, another ball up.
26 gone, John, so the first quarter went to around 28, but there's been a little second.
For the Dragons, he looks like he could kick a bag one of those days just as a roving type player. Now the Storm will release off half back along. There's nobody in the ball zone for the Storm, so if they take possession, they've got no one to go to.
Okay.
They won't matter because the Dragons will have a free kick on the wing. The Dragons. Oh, poor kick. They've coughed up. Right, dish it off by hands. Another ugly long ball now for the Storm to half forward. They'll maintain possession. Ernst on this end of a series of handballs. His handball is smothered. They'll give it up. Joel Wharton might have got one too high. Will get a free kick across half back. Dragons.
Yes, that last passage of play was good football by Siska. He get the boot to the ball just to knock it into the path of a teammate who couldn't get a kick away.
Brodie Montague has got a free kick for the Dragons across half forward. Might have been a hole. Long way. Goes long. fine. Well, through Leicester, who's been pretty good this afternoon. Whistle on play, another ball up, 40 out, pretty tight angle from the Dragons goal.
It's deep in Sandhurst half time.
Yeah, just watching Lockie Sharp going up and down the ground. The Sandhurst defenders trying to drag him away from the goal square.
Oh, picked up out of the pack there by Zach Pelprat. Has a flying shot at goal to give the lead to the Dragons by a solitary point. 5-6-36 to 5-5-35. 27, 28 minutes gone. Yeah. Second turn.
Yes, Pelprat then thought that he had it through. The hand was up. He quickly pulled it down.
1 point margin now. Storm play on quickly. They can sense that perhaps they need to get one on board here. Good strong mark by the Storm. Slater. Might be Alexander. Goes long right on. Second term, and at half-time here at the QEO, a 1 point margin. Sandhurst have only been in front for a couple of minutes for the whole game, but they are now. 5-6-36, plays 5-5-35.
Not a high-scoring game to half-time. In fact, Sandhurst kicked 2-5 the term, Norm, and Storm kicked 1-2. So that sees that scoreline at half-time, as John mentioned. 5-6-36, the Dragons. Storm 5-5.
To see how Strath go in this third quarter.
So it's the Dragons by 1 point at half-time on Good Friday football in Bendigo at the Queen Elizabeth Oval. You know, supporters know, it's only one station, Bendigo's Fresh FM. John Hunter.
Pilcher back in the ruck for the Storm. He's up against it. Up they go, and he lost it again to Hosking. Hosking a double punch. And
double throw to him, John.
Yeah, like a volleyball spike it was, in fact. Roadie. Handball to the back of the pack. Long kick. It's effective by Cooper Smith. Inside forward 50. Shallow. The crowd scream for a free kick. Noah Walsh getting involved at ground level for the Dragons. 49 out from their goal. We'll have a ball up.
Where's Thornton?
Sorry?
Thornton,
well, I think he's gone back. He's into the forward line now, but he was playing cross half back in that second
hasn't really
turn.
had an influence on the game.
No, he hasn't. He needs to get his hands on the footy. Hosking wins the tap. Walsh is in the area. That's Noah. Good strong tackle by that player. 40 out from goal. Deep in the pocket, forward pocket for Sandhurst. Another ball up.
Thornton's in the forward pocket now. He's usually a really targeter. Farrell's been the player that's been going for the marks.
1 point. The Dragons lead this one. Opening minute of the second half. Good tap by Hosking to Walsh, who couldn't find a path. Moorhead did well to tie him up. 50 out from goal. Another ball up. Dragons attack.
Yeah, positive signs for Sandhurst here to start this quarter. They're able to lock the ball in their forward line.
Hosking another tap. Jeez, he's winning everything, isn't he?
He actually just threw his opponent out of the way.
That's strength.
Pilcher.
Another stoppage.
Well, Pilcher's a big man, and he just tossed him aside and went for the ball.
Pilcher, well, now I'm going to give it to Hosking again on that occasion. He tapped it to the opposition through Bennett. Bennett in the back zone for the Storm. Didn't really look, kicks it to the outer side wing. McLean did well, taps it for the Dragons. Oh, he's collared. It's either holding the ball or holding the man. And it's holding the ball, and the Storm will get a free kick.
Yes, incorrect disposal there. Unfortunately, the player just let the ball go. Good tackle by Shishka.
Shishka now finds Formosa, 70 out from goal. Turns and goes. Has a look up. He's got it to Ernst. A good, strong, hard lead. Just bounced off his chest. Probably should have did a little bit better on that occasion. Formosa doubles up, though. 50. He's on his hands and knees. Taps it forward. But it's good work through the Dragons. That was Smith. Smith to the boundary line. They've got players. The ball is now in dispute. Bouncing. Oh, ugly bit of play. They're going to get away with it somehow. McLean. He's slung out of the pack. No, they lose it. Picked up by Hunter Lawrence. Hunter Lawrence goes forward. Overrunning the ball is Ernst for the Storm. Island for the Dragons. He overruns the footy. Now we're away with Sandhurst receiving a handball was James Coughlin. That's an awkward looking kick. Powell Pratt offers support and a long, well, in fact it's not that long, but finds Jake McLean off half back. Handball. One bounce. Two bounces. Three bounces through the middle. Four bounces. We run to half forward. Good handball to Blair Holmes. Noah Welsh did really well. Holmes just settles and goes bang through the middle. What a build-up for Sandhurst, the Dragons. That was champagne football. They extend the lead. to 6-6-42. The Storm 5-5-35. The live score sponsor, Bendigo Bulk Carpets.
How do you like those apples, Norm?
Oh, that was excellent football. And the other side of it too, I like Thomas Bennett's chase. Like, he just kept going and going and going to put pressure on Blair Holmes, but didn't worry Blair Holmes. He just straightened up and put it straight through the
Blair
centre.
Holmes knew as soon as it left the boot that it was going straight through the middle.
He's become Sandhurst.
Great team goal.
He's become Sandhurst's 6th goal scorer of the day.
Gee, we went from an ugly patch of play to that. It just opened it right up, split it right down the middle. Sandhurst, they'll get some confidence from that. We're on half forward here for the Storm. Hall picks it up. Will give a handball to a teammate running by in Slater. Slater loses the footy. Now Sandhurst will back up. Off half back. Ugly ball by Lockie Hood, but it was effective. McLean gives it by hand to Walsh again. He's had 2 bounces. He's had 7 bounces in 2 minutes. He now kicks it long, looking for Thornton. Oh, good work there by the Storm. Radcliffe will kick it to the wing. And they're away. It's opened right up this game. Handball over the top. The Storm will attack. Long ball inside forward 50. They're lining up. Hall. They could have raffled it. He'll go around the body, doesn't muck around, and bangs it through for a major. Jeez, take a breath, everybody. 6-5.
It's opened up, Johnny.
Opened up, gee whiz. Live score sponsor, Bendigo Bearings. It's a 6-5-41, the Storm to 6-6-42. 5 minutes gone, I'm going to take a breath.
After that 3-minute phase of the game, I think we're going to find that fatigue certainly is going to play its part later in this quarter. Players are just going from end to end as fast as they can, and both sides have been able to create the loose man to make the most of it.
Walsh is the best bouncer in Bendigo on Good Friday.
He had more bounces than I had my whole career playing at Castlemaine, I'll tell you what.
Well, you've got to cut the footy to
that's
bounce it,
to bounce it, yeah. They'll go forward here, Sandhurst again. Bouncing ball to half forward towards the boundary line in front of us, in front of the coach's box, broadcast side.
It's opened up after half time. It's a different game. Both teams looking to play non-stop footy, move it really quickly, and it's a great spectacle.
That was really exciting, wasn't it? That was genuine, just the skills of the players there. Walsh, get the footy in his hands. Let's see how many times he can bounce it for the game. Hosking taps it forward. Can't get clear. Fergus Payne, who grabbed it for the Storm, who's been good defensively. And across half forward for the Dragons, another ball up. Hosking, front position. Blair Holmes couldn't win it. Storm through Wilson. Tapped it over to Moorhead, who's been good. Inside forward 50, but it's a poor kick. Intercepted by the Dragons, James Coughlin. Plays on quickly to Leyden. Leyden, outer side wing. Wharton underneath the footy. Goes to the back of the pack. Storm. Bennett will collect. Then loses it. Thornton overruns the footy. In fact, it was O'Farrell. Numbers, safety of, with the Storm. Handball goes to Thornton, to O'Farrell, on half forward. O'Farrell ducking and weaving. Coughlin, he's at the back of the pack. No, goes inboard. Wharton got one under the chin. In fact, there's 3 with him under the chin. 3 players down. Hurried kick out of the pack will go goalward, but it's slews wide, out of bounds.
Well, there's not much to Joel Wharton, but there's 2 Storm players looking very ginger after that clash with him in the pack, John.
He might have stepped out of the way and the 2 Storm players ran into each other. That's what I think might have happened. Where we're at, Normie, we're in the forward pocket for the Storm, and the umpire will throw it in. Front position. Did well, Hosking. Oh, he give one in the bread basket to Pilcher then, just a little sly one. We'll have another ball up, only 15 out from the Dragons' goal.
Yes, Hosking's starting to show his experience of all the football he's played over the years.
The Dragons by a point here at the QEO. Exciting game. All tied up. Top of the goal square. Dragons attack.
It's a really good game.
It is an excellent game. Pressure's
Major League footy.
Pressure's certainly on the Strath defence just at present.
The quality of this football, we thought they might have been tied in that second term. Well, they're showing none of it now. Wharton runs into an open goal and bangs it on the boot. It was touched straight off the boot. Wharton thought it was a goal. It was a minor score to take it to a 2-point margin. 6-7-43 the Dragons, 6-5-41 the Storm. 7.5 gone third term.
Sometimes you try that, John, a little bit of celebration. The umpire mightn't have seen it was touched, but the umpire's all over it. 1 point only.
And once again, good ruck work from Hamish Hoskin.
Someone once told me to watch the play if you want to know if it's a goal or not, and I was watching Wharton, and he was certainly...
He was celebrating.
So they'll attack again through Wharton. Long ball inside forward 50. Dragons top of the goal square. Danger here for the Storm. And they'll get a free kick, one too high. Dragons shot at goal in the goal square.
It's what you do, isn't it? You attack the footy, and guess who's got the football? Guess who shows a lot of experience? They throw themselves at the footy and hopefully just receive a free kick.
And his partner
Blair
in crime,
Holmes,
his partner in crime, Lee Coughlin, was the one that kept the ball in there, and Blair made the most of it.
2 for the quarter. So Blair Holmes, back-to-back goals for the Dragons, and Blair Holmes.
So, good goal there by Blair Holmes, and as well as said, just the experience and the toughness. 7-7-49 to 6-5-41. Live score sponsor Bendigo Bearings. At the QEO, we've got a cracker. Get down here if you can.
It's not danger time for Strath just at present, but if Sandhurst happen to get the next goal and get themselves more than a 2-goal break,
yeah, Dragons
be
doing much better out of the centre than they were in the first half. In this third term, their centre break's certainly going to Sandhurst's favour.
So Blair Holmes goes back into the middle, so no risk for the wicket. Back into the middle. Looks like Charles doing the ruck work now. Up against Hosking. Hosking wins. Good tap to Blair Holmes. A double tap, but he tapped it to Moorhead, who tried to weave a path through the pack and couldn't. Geez, Moorhead's been good. He's probably best, I reckon, for the Storm. And another ball up, smack bang in the middle. Scotty Baxter, the umpire, will throw it up. Hosking wins the tap again. Sharked by Wilson. Couldn't win it. Blair Holmes again. Might have got one high. Shoveled the ball out on half forward. Over the top there. Good work, Dragons. Zimmer with the footy. That's Lachlan into the pocket, but good strong mark down in the pocket by the Storm defensively. Play on quickly. Long kick. They'll set themselves. Oh, unrealistic attempt there surely by the Dragons, but the umpire let it go. Hurried kick out of the pack by Charles. Charles will go to Sharp. Sharp's got Hall on offer. Hall now. He'll kick it to a pocket. He's got 2 on that he can kick it to. Riley Clark. He couldn't quite get his ball to boot. Good defensive work, Dragons, and we'll have a ball up 30 out from the Storm.
Yeah, they're outnumbered. Dragons happy to see the ball roll over the boundary line to be thrown back in. They can reset.
Yes, good work by James Coughlin there. He had 2 to combat. He did it well.
8-point margin. Dragons have got this one just at the moment. Might get a free kick here, the Dragons. Rhodey, 1 too high, and does.
They're just really hard at the coalface at the moment, the Dragons.
His target will be O'Farrell. Made a contest, comes off hands over the boundary line. True centre wing ball in.
50-50 ball, Norm. Really throwing their bodies in to attack the footy to get first option.
They are at present. They're showing more endeavour than what the boys are. Strathstorm are trying to run the ball and it's not working.
Storm by 8 points. 11 minutes. Third term here. Hosking, the ruckman, handballs it over the top, but it's ineffective. Ending up with the ball was Formosa of the Storm. He tried to pick out cutely Baxter Slater, but couldn't, and it goes over the boundary line on half forward for the Storm. Ball in.
Yeah, it's those important stoppages, though, and that's where Sandhurst are doing well in this third term.
Yeah, the game is certainly up a run. Hall's going to do the ruck work against Hosking. Just throws him like a rag doll, Hosking then. Just handballs it to Pratt, puts him under pressure. Umpire let it go. In fact, a late whistle by umpire Baxter and said, nah, that's not good enough. And Formosa can have a free kick for the Storm. Handballs. Gill. He goes looking for Sharp. Sits him underneath the footy. It wasn't a really good kick for a forward, but they've got the numbers here. Good work by Bowden Alexander. 40 out from goal now. A lot of players around the ball. It's spill free. Moorhead collects it, puts it on the boot quickly to the top of the square. Pressure. Shishka, juggling mark. 15 out from goal will line him up for the Storm.
I think the umpire thought about it, but in the end paid it. With Pilcher going forward, Norm, would he? And they're struggling in that second ruck at the moment, Storm. Would he be just tired fatigue, or Darryl just trying to hold off to give him some more, time at the end of this quarter? Do you think?
Well, I think he's bringing him off now just to give him a break for the quarter. But yes, probably trying to give him a rest.
Shishka for the Storm made the goal umpire work. We'll have to wait. Yes, it is a goal. Jeez. Well, it doesn't matter how you get them there, you get them there. So the Storm just needed that one to even them up and settle them down. 7-5-47. Sandhurst 7-7-49. 13 minutes gone, third term. Live score sponsor Bendigo Bearings.
I understand he can send him forward, but he's sending forward, 6 minutes into the third term. It's unusual when you haven't got a really designated backup ruckman.
Pilcher probably hasn't got the run in his legs at present, so they've got to try something else. Ernst has gone in there now.
All he's done something.
He looks sluggish to me. He just doesn't look fit. He's probably a fair age too, Norm, I would say. Now, out of the ruck.
This is an interesting call. I would have thought that it was against Ernst, but it's going to Ernst for shepherding.
He'll look to dish off by hand to Moorhead. Moorhead's demanding it, won't give it. Now he'll go long. Inside forward 50. They'll set themselves. Storm attacking here. Juggling mark will be paid. It's a Storm mark in the middle of the pack.
It's good mark.
Shiska again. And Shiska will line them up 49 out from goal.
He did juggle it, but from where I am, he took the mark, but it was a strong mark. He had a lot of opposition in the pack.
Yeah, I look back at it. You wonder where that kick was from Caleb Ernst when he had that kick 30 metres out in the second quarter down this city end.
Good player, Shiska, isn't he? He just provides a target. He's not an overly tall man. He runs close to the man in the mark and gets underneath it as a result. And lucky to score a minor. 7-6-48 the Storm, 7-7-49, 14 minutes gone, third term.
You can always judge the players by the number they wear on the back. They wear number 1, John. They're pretty good players.
They are.
What number did you wear when you played?
In my debut, I made 56 and it got worse from there. It got to 77.
I rest my case.
So the ball is now with Sandhurst across half back. They'll move it nicely. It's a kick to nobody in particular. Gill is there for the Storm. Handball over the top. They'll build from the centre. Bennett goes short. Offering support by hand is Hunter. Hunter will go to Moorhead. Will go long inside forward 50. They'll set themselves. Shiska again. Another juggler, but it was always there. He's a lot closer this time, but on a tighter angle.
He'll kick this. He set himself for that mark. He knew, and it was a strong mark.
That was a great build-up by Strathfield. All started with a lovely dinky kick by Bennett, got it out in the open, and Shiska ended up on the end of it.
Shiska.
He's got to get one of these, John.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing that's letting him down, really.
Him in here.
He's confident with that kick, and that's pretty good. Takes the lead back for the Storm. Live score sponsor Variety Superstore in Strath Village. The Storm will go to 8-6-54. They leave Sandhurst 7-7-49 in what is an interesting, entertaining third term.
Well,
15
he's
minutes
stepped
gone.
up, Norm, hasn't he? Shiska up forward, and 3 times now he's been involved in, Storm being in a position to kick a goal. So.
Yes, and he's kicked the last 2, 3 for the day. It's been an excellent effort from the full forward, but that's all started by Strath's composure. They were able to get out in the open, as I say. Bennett, for a young player, a nice kick.
Ernst still in the middle. He looked at the ruckman Hosking. They both actually looked at each other and the ball bounced and it was picked up by Pelprat. That's Zach Pelprat. Rhodey takes a good strong mark on the left. You look for Thornton. It's a bouncing footy to Lockie Zimmer. Couldn't collect. In fact, he loses it. Shannon Geary's there for the Storm. He couldn't gain possession over the line, 50 out from Storm.
Burns is a good option in the ruck because he'll leap and jump. He doesn't have the body height. He doesn't need to, but he'll upset Hosking a bit because of his leap.
Yes, it'll be interesting to watch the contest for the rest of this quarter.
So it's on half forward, Dragons goal. Up they go. Ernst, bouncing footy. Blair Holmes handballed it to the opposition in Formosa, so the Storm go to centre wing. Bouncing footy, picked up nicely. They're away here through Charles. Offering support, did it well was Slater. Slater to Sharp, 60 out from goal. Turns and goes. In the corridor, he's got a play of Riley Clark. Just sitting there by himself. 40 out from goal will line them up.
What I mean by Ernst being good in the ruck, because I reckon Hosking loves the body stuff. So he would love Pilcher because he wants to push and shove and that's his go. But Ernst is completely opposite. He'll jump and leap. And I reckon that's a good matchup at the moment. Daryl's got it right.
Hoskin will then decide whether he's got to jump and leap.
Back on now.
Riley Clark now with the footy. Kicks it. He's made the umpire work, but he's kicked a goal. Another one for the Storm, and they just seem to have the ascendancy now. Live score sponsor, Bendigo Bulk Carpets, 9-6-60 the Storm to 7-7-49. 18 gone, third term.
Yes, Riley Clark there, the beneficiary of a lovely kick from Lockie Sharp. As we see, a lot of full forwards, they've got a lovely kick when they're up the ground, and it was no different from Sharp there. It's one of the few times he's been able to get out by himself today, and he's made the most of it by giving up a goal to Clark.
You throw Ernst up there, and isn't it a potent forward line as Pilcher goes back in the middle, loses the ruck contest. Blair Holmes, clever tap on, but he tapped it again to Formosa. That's the second time he's done the opposition. Moorhead received it from Formosa. Good, strong, hard lead. Oh, the Storm through Charles. Gave it by hand to Hall. Hall again go forward, inside forward 50. Danger, Shishka. Oh, he had the ball sold. Then he won it. Might have got one too high. I reckon umpire's going to play it.
Dropping the ball.
Dropping the ball. It could have went either way. One of those ones where the ascendancy was on and Liam Island for the Dragons. Free kick. Looks for Rhodey. Up he flies. Formosa keeps his feet. Wins it. Now goes inboard again. He's got sharp 50 out from goal. Unchecked. Plays on quickly. Wheels around on the left. It's going to be wide. Won't be a goal. It'll go straight to the line. Wilkinson did well. Sees it over. Ball in. 20 around from goal. Storm attack.
Yeah, a little bit of a panic from Lockie Sharp then. I think he could have gone back and he would have been able to pinpoint a Storm player running into space in that forward line.
Storm attacking. They have the lead. 11-point margin. Dragons competitive. Colvert does well. Handballs it to nobody. It's a Storm. They'll take possession. Hall is there. Bouncing footy. It was cruel. But offering support was Wilson again. Riley Wilson on the boot to the goal line. And it's a goal. The Storm are saying it was touched. The Dragons are saying it was touched, but it's through for a major. The umpire has the final say. So the Storm further ahead. Live score sponsor, Bendigo Bearings. The Storm 10-6-66. Sandhurst 7-7 49. 20 minutes gone, third term.
Yeah, just reward for Riley Wilson there. Back this year after being out with a knee reconstruction for the past 12 months. He's starting to get into the game. He's making an option and certainly an excellent goal there.
They've got the momentum now, haven't they, the Storm?
They have, they've got nearly a 3-goal break now. It's going to be difficult for Sandhurst. They've got to halt the momentum.
Blair Holmes a couple of unlucky taps as well. He tapped it straight to Formosa, which saw him out. Now Hosking, the ruckman, he handballs it to Formosa as well. Formosa is tackled. Dragons, free kick. They'll surge forward. Advantage through free. Inside forward 50. Attacking Dragons. Good work by the Storm. Mays, he did well. Oh, Coughlin received a handball. That's Lee directly in front, runs into an open goal and bangs it through for a very, very quick answer. Live score sponsor, Variety Superstore in Strathvillage. 8-7-55 Sandhurst are now. The Storm 10-6-66. 21 minutes gone, third term.
That's an important goal by the skipper though, Norm, because as we mentioned, Storm have been on a run. And that's just the goal as we approach the time-on period. Now we're into time-on in this third term Sandhurst would be looking for.
That's right, and Mays there for Strath. He was a little bit unlucky. He was just put off his game by Joel Wharton, which created the goal.
Hosking, the big fella, wins it again. They've got numbers. Mattel, but loses it there eventually through Riley Wilson. Storm, they have the footy. Offering support, Hunter Lawrence. That was an awkward kick. Still on the centre wing outer side. Wharton then wins it for the Dragons. They've got the numbers. Rhodey flicks it to the back door. It's ugly but effective. Mattel again. His kick is smothered off the boot. Over the line it goes. 70 out from goal. Sandhurst attack.
Yeah, good smother too because Sandhurst were deep in attack if that ball had left the boot.
Yes, there's two things I've been impressed with today. It's the smothering and the basketball bouncing that a lot of players have been able to use.
Pilcher wins the tap for the Storm. It was a rare one. Rhodey's there. Dives in after it. All from the Storm. Slater getting involved. Over the top he goes. And there's going to be a kick to the Dragons. To Alex Wharton.
Yeah, Hall dragged the ball in and then was tackled correctly.
Wharton inside forward 50. Thornton front position takes a good strong mark and will line them up for goal. Dragons. Plays it on quickly, goes inboard, didn't have to do it, should have had a shot at goal. Gill did well for the Storm. Hurry kick beyond 50. They've mucked up an opportunity here. Pilcher is labouring after it. Can he get down there? Oh, his hamstrings are hurting. They must be. Very, very slow to get down and they arrive. Umpire let it go. Well done. And we've got a player pinged. And I reckon Lockie Sharp's been hit off the footy.
Yeah, that's dropping the ball there. Ernst, an excellent tackle.
Play on quickly, the Storm, poor kick, and Island takes a mark across half-back for Dragons. Swings it wide. They'll build again. Walsh to the wing. Wharton now. It's got McLean on in the middle, calling for it. He's going to ignore him. Will decide to kick down the line. They don't do that often nowadays. He does. Long and strong. It goes 60. They set themselves 70 out from goal. Storm did well. Receiving a handball was Riley Wilson at front of the pack. Good, strong, hard lead. They're the big fella again through Ernst. He'll go short. Short pass by foot to half forward. Ball in dispute. Culvert is there. Wharton as well. Sharp. He tries to get involved for the Storm. They're all diving in after it. 70 out from the Storm goal. Umpire will have to blow his whistle and does. Ball up.
Yeah, good work by Lockie Sharp there. He had to lock the footy in. In the end, he couldn't quite control it. And there was a lot of opposition. He did well.
Oh, look, the captain certainly set the example there.
Storm lead by 11. Another entertaining quarter. We've got a cracker coming our way if this keeps up. Free kick will go to the Dragons. A long kick off half back. They set themselves again. Thornton gives it off by hand. Montague's got Holmes on. We'll make him work. Oh, it was courageous. Oh, offering support. Good backing up there was Lockie Zimmer. He goes into the pocket looking for O'Farrell. He wheels around. Goes short. Oh, good work again, Holmes. He got up, he ran to space, led and took a chest mark, 40 out from goal.
Yeah, good work, Holmes. He had to work hard. He was involved with two passages of play there, John, and just had enough legs to make it over to take that mark.
He'd be sucking wind by now, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he's kicked 2 goals this term, and good work too by O'Farrell to spot him up.
So, Blair Holmes, what a player he is. Crosses 50. Long, it'll make the distance, but it'll be wide, and it's a minor score. 8-8-56, the Dragons. 10-6, 66 the Storm. Nearly 25 gone, third term. So the Storm were playing quickly from fullback. Ernst wins the ball. Might have got upended. He did. Incorrect disposal. Walsh had a free kick. Runs to 50 to the goal square. Montague running with a fly to the ball and takes a mark. Very hard to take they are. He's only a couple of steps from goal, but he's got a pretty tight angle. He's going to have to step around.
He's got as tight as angle as you can be on. Stands beside the boundary line, John.
He'll open it right up. 1 step, 2 step, and hits the post. Actually, he was a bit casual then, wasn't he?
A little bit casual, yes. I think he thought it was just going to go through. But look, Sandhurst, they needed something, and they found it. They got nearly that 3 goals down, and now they're back within 9 points, and certainly right in the game again.
That goal would have been so important, though.
Yes.
8-9-57 the Dragons, 10-6-66 the Storm, who have possession on half back through Payne to the wing. He's got a lead and honours it. Good tumbling mark, Bennett. Bennett, true centre wing. Broadcast side. 26 minutes gone, third term. He'll go to the back door by hand to open things up to Lawrence, to Formosa by foot. Awkward ball, but bounced nicely for him. Now he'll go corridor, and good strong lead. Shishka again. He wheels and go. He's got Ernst on by himself, unchecked. 30 out from goal, 45-degree angle will line them up. Barnard Street.
Would that be Shishka's 3 or 4 marks for the term?
It's a good term. 4th for the term, yes.
It's a good term when you can take 4 marks in your attacking 50.
But it's interesting to know how well Siska and Ernst play together. I mean, that's about the 3rd time during the game they've been able to get the ball one way or the other to each other.
He's a good player, this young man. Ernst. He's casual and too casual. It's a miss, costly miss.
He's missed a couple of goals. That's the only flaw on his game this afternoon.
Yeah, you're right. So it's 8-9-57 Sandhurst. 10-7-67, 27 gone, third term.
And this quarter's been played at a frenetic pace. We're into time on, so there'll be a little bit of fatigue starting to set in.
They don't muck around when they're kicking out from full back either.
Neither side, no.
No, you don't lose a lot of time, do you? As the kick out from full back, long ball, 60 it goes. Payne again for the Storm. Had time to collect a footy that he initially fumbled. Moorhead did well, offering support. Zach Charles, they lose it. Wharton is in there for the Dragons. He gets dived upon, and it'll be a ball up. 49 out from the Storm.
Just don't like it when Sanders kick to a pack, no?
No, that's unfortunate there. 2 Sanders players, one went either way, and they stopped the momentum of the football.
They've got the skill to run it hard and run it wide, Sanders.
Hosking wins it for the Dragons.
They look good when they do that.
Coughlin received a handball, then didn't look, give it to Ireland. He was lucky. Into the middle, and a diving mark's being taken by Ratcliffe of the Storm. We'll send the Storm forward again. He's got a lead on, and a mark's been taken by Jake Moorhead.
Yeah.
He'll have a shot at goal 40 out.
Good play. Just calm in a crisis and just look for the target.
Yes, the Sandhurst players are just getting a little bit slow to get back on their forward opposition, and it's giving the Strath players plenty of opportunity to find players in space.
Storm lead by 10. This will be handy on three-quarter time. It's a long ball. It won't make the distance. Metres out, off hands, minor score. Storm 10-8-68. Dragons 8-9-57, 28 gone third term.
It almost sacked Charles there in the goal square that took that big grab. Just couldn't hold on as he went to ground.
So they'll look to kick it out from fullback. Plays on, long, into the centre. Colbert's there, good punch by the Storm. Pilcher did well. Formosa kept his feet, and then he dived in after the footy. Numbers are with the Dragons. There's just a pack of them. They just might cough it up. Rhodey, handball. It's effective. Zimmer, poor kick. Goes to Bowden Alexander of the Storm, and he'll send it back into the forward zone.
He's another boy that's come in from out Bridgewater that's settling in well into Bendigo football.
Alexander, inside forward 50. Oh, Ernst. Good, strong, contested mark. Pretty tight angle, but he should make the distance 38, 40 metres.
Oh, look, great to see. What's that? His 6th or 7th mark for the day, and every time the ball gets near him, you look for him to grab hold of them with those strong mitts.
Yeah, looking to open up the handball.
Making his debut on the QEO. It's been an important debut too. He's played really well.
Him and Shishka up forward. There's something else, aren't
Oh, look, they're a good duo up there, the two key forwards.
They're covering Conway, aren't they? Oh, geez, that's an ugly cop to ball to the top of the square. Rhodey sharks it well for the Dragons. Kicked it to Colbert, who dropped it, then had enough time to pick it up and give it to Coughlin by hand. Coughlin now down the wing. That's an ugly ball. Thornton's good enough, though. Contested. Dishes it off nicely by hand.
Nice.
Montague runs a long way.
No one there.
Then he had no one to kick it to. He tried a little cute one round the corner. Was ineffective. Storm with 3 there. Hunter Lawrence, hands and knees. Punches it out. Gives it to Moorhead. Moorhead by hand. Will they be calm in a crisis? They are. Over the top. Oh, they've coughed it up now. Mattel's there. He gets tackled. Good tackling. Pinged. Free kick will go the way the Storm Lockie will.
He didn't know there was anyone around him.
They looked calm there for a moment, and then they mucked it up. Doesn't matter, but what an entertaining term. Right on the 30-minute mark of the third term, the siren goes. Sandhurst trail 8-9-57. The Storm, Strathfieldsaye 10-8-68.
Really good game of footy as John.
Top in the last few
So
minutes.
Norm's picked Storm. John's gone for the Dragons. We're not sure. It's three-quarter time. It's tight. It's tough. It's going to be an exciting final quarter. And it's Sandhurst 8-9-57. The Storm 10-8-68 in the final term at the Queen Elizabeth Oval, being played in front of a really good crowd. It's Good Friday football. Let's get the final term underway. John Hunter.
Strap yourself in, which promises to be a super final term here at the QEO. Up they go. Hosking wins it against Pilcher, as he's done all afternoon. In the path of Brodie. Taps it, then runs to 50. He'll have a flying shot at goal, which will be wide. In fact, it's probably missed 2 goals if that was the case. And it's out of bounds, 20 from out from goal.
Dare to dream, John, that would have been an ideal start for the Dragons.
He's probably 3 pitches away, John.
Yeah. He was motoring. He just didn't settle at that last couple of steps. Hosking, fresh airing in the end. Handball just goes to Formosa. Little give, effective. They're away. Moorhead, who's been good, will kick it to Sharp, who's up on the wing. He's got front position. It's a 2-on-1 foot race. One is with Sharp, and he's not going to win the footy, but did well. Sandhurst emerges through James Coughlin, dangerously into the corridor. Cooper Smith handballs it backwards in order to go forward. Just need to be careful here with the possession of the footy. Wilkinson receives. Has marked it. 70 out from his defensive goal. Right in front of us. Broadcast side. Down the wing. Pilcher front position. Big punch Hosking from behind Dragons. Sharking the ball was Cooper Smith. Dragons couldn't get away. Over the line. Boundary throw in.
Yes, Cooper Smith hasn't been able to run today. When he gets the football and runs, he's a very dangerous player, but hasn't been given any space today by Jake Hall.
Umpire throws it in. Bodywork. Hosking did well. No clear winner, but picked up by Moorhead. The Storm to half forward looking for Shishka. Overruns the footy. Hurried handball by McLean. Dragons. Smith getting involved again. Ball emerges to Alex Wharton. Bangs it on the boot, round the body. He was looking for O'Farrell. Bounces towards the line. And again in front of the grandstand, we'll have another ball in.
That's better football by Sandhurst coming out of defence. They've got somebody behind the play to handball to, but unfortunately the kick's becoming rushed and they're not able to make amends downfield.
Live local footy, only one station, Bendigo's Fresh FM. We've got a cracker here, 11-point margin. Attacking now the Dragons. They need to peel it back. I still think they can win this game of footy. Long way to go. 49 out from goal. Umpire trying his hardest to let it go. Circles the pack and whistles and says, give it to me, I'll ball it up.
Yeah, that then showed the confidence that the Strath players had. They left Lockie Ratcliffe to fight against three Sandhurst opponents.
Pilcher, the Storm wins it. To the back door, to no one's advantage. Shark by Noah Walsh. He'll go on the left goalward. Bending, spinning ball, bouncing. Oh, swooped on it was Wharton. Joel just came from nowhere and banged it through for their ninth. Live score sponsor, Variety Superstore from Strath Village. Their ninth, the Dragons, 9-9-63, trailing the Storm 10-8-68, 3 minutes gone, final term.
Yes, good work by Joel Wharton, where he had to be at the foot of the pack, and he made no mistake with a lovely left foot banana kick, but it all came once again to a player being behind the play, able to get the ball out the back and get it forward. Good work by Sandhurst there.
Yeah, Joel Wharton's played a good game. I like Joel Wharton as a footballer. He's dangerous every time he gets anywhere near a football or anywhere near the goal face.
Back in the middle we go. Storm will emerge. Moorhead received a handball and will kick it long inside forward 50, looking for Sharp. He was out of position. 40 out from their goal. They dive in after the footy, Sharp being one of them. Umpire blows his whistle. Just an update from going around the grounds from the Magpies. It looks like it's all tied up 58 apiece. My little computer might tell me how old that is. That was updated less than a minute ago, so we can take that as being gospel. Wouldn't that be ironic that two Magpies haven't won for ages?
Take it to the bank, Johnny.
And a bit of a stoppage again. Parked deep inside the Storm's 50. Forward 50 will have another ball up.
Yeah, interested to watch Pilcher here. He'll make contact.
So there's a lot of players around this footy. Umpires letting it go. It spills towards the goal. Sandhurst might run it through. They do. And that is a minor score. So 10-9-69 the Storm, 9-9-63, 4.5 gone, final turn.
Is that all right, Norm, to run it through this when it's a tight game like that?
So long as you are within, you've got somebody within 5 metres.
It's a strategy.
Yes. When
sure.
it's this close, I would say yes. Well, it brought them back so that there's only a goal of difference, but in the spur of the moment, it's a hard decision to make. It's early in the quarter, plenty of time to make it up.
So we've got a ball in 50 out from the Storm goal. Pilcher won on that occasion. They'll win possession. Moorhead tried to find a path, kicked it and it was smothered. Sandhurst are defending vigorously here. Hands and knees, 49 out, another ball up, Storm attack.
Well, it's a vital stage because a goal to Storm here, John, it just makes it a little bit harder. Certainly not impossible for the Dragons, and they're playing like it's really desperate too, Sandhurst.
5-point margin, it is the Storm, they lead. Hosking wins the tap for Rhodey in his path. Rhodey, that was an awkward kick. Lucky he actually didn't get a piece of it because it would have went out of bounds on the full and didn't. And it'll be a ball in right in front of us.
We saw the pace he pulled, John. He said, oh, he wasn't happy.
What was the word after that he used?
No, it was all right. It's Good Friday, John.
Keep our eye on that Magpies game. Happy 50th birthday to Frank Byrne too, who'll be listening. Life member down at Castlemaine, premiership player. As we're on 50 metres, the attacking.
Is he having a party, John?
Tomorrow night, and I'll be the DJ and I'll be playing nothing but 80s. You know what I'll be playing, Wallace.
Yeah, I do know. Rick Ashley.
Yeah, Kylie. All the favourites, Bananarama. Hurry kick by the Storm. Thomas Bennett only went 15 metres. They'll emerge, the Dragons, through Lockie Hood. Gives it a handball to Wilkinson. Goes long, good,
nice.
Strong mark. Running with the flight of the ball was Noah Walsh. Tell me about that.
Showed a lot of courage. That's a nice mark.
Oh, the kick wasn't
Oh,
well,
perfect
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. At the back of the pack was Blair Holmes. He'll run long. He'll be looking at Wharton. Uses his body and he'll take a mark. He has.
How clever
in
is
the
that?
breadbasket. Will line up for goal.
Positioned himself so well. That was really clever work.
Cramping up too.
Yes. That's Blair Home. Showed a bit of pace there. Dash.
Oh, I like that little bit of play there. I think that ball was meant for Blair Holmes out the back. He was up against a bigger opponent, and he certainly showed that he was up to the task.
Okay.
So, Joel Wharton just cramping.
Yeah, right in the book, Joe.
In the book?
Yeah.
He's a good kick at goal. He's a good player all round, isn't he? Hard to play on. For a tall, skinny fella, he used his body magnificently then. He's on the left. And, give a bloke a rap. And he kicks a minor. Geez, they needed that. 9-10-64 Dragons. Storm 10-9-69. 8 gone, final term.
It's not the way you want to do it, but they've got that point back, Wallace. So now they need a goal and they're in front.
Mm-hmm.
So the Storm, I'll kick it out. Castlemaine look to have taken the lead, 13-5-83 to 10-12-72. Frank Byrne will be going nuts out over the weekend if Castlemaine get up. Now, let's have a look at the Dragons. They'll bring it back inside forward 50. They'll set themselves. O'Farrell in the middle. Couldn't get it. Front and centre. Swooped on it to the Dragons. Mattel did well around the body. Bouncing footy. And he's got it. He has got it. Good roving goal. Well, that makes it a point the margin. Live score sponsor, the Variety Superstore in Strath Village. Sandhurst, they will now go to 10-10-70. They pinch the lead, 10-9-69. 8.5 gone, final term.
That ball probably had more height on it than distance, and it was really bounced right near the line, no?
It did, but he got the correct bounce. Instead of a leg break, he got an off break.
Blair Holmes comes to the bench.
A well-deserved rest before the final 10 minutes of the game.
He's played a good game.
Hope you're enjoying this at home. Strap yourself in or in the car. Lee Coughlin ran into the path of the footy after the tap was won by Hosking. Inside forward 50. The Storm are under pressure now. Can they respond? They got the safety of numbers. Mattel getting involved again. Goes wide. It was a lead by Rhodey. Takes it. Doesn't want to muck around. Into a pocket. He's got a hard lead. Thornton. Oh, he juggled it. Thought he might have had it. Kept his feet. Ground level. Under pressure. Moorhead Storm. Bounce it beyond 50. Running into the path of the footy was Lockie Hood. He bangs it forward. But it's no one home. And the Storm takes a mark through Ratcliffe.
Yes, young Hood didn't realise then he had plenty of time. He could have steadied and pinpointed a teammate.
Short pass. Riley Clark receives. Deep in the back pocket. Barnard Street end. Goes back into the defensive goal square. To whence it came. Ratcliffe. He'll swing it further, deeper into the opposite back pocket. Slater getting his hands on the footy. 4 possessions now in the back half. He'll look to go to the opposite back pocket and swing it wide again. He's got a player on if he wants to use him. Alexander decides against it, goes short the other way. Finds Riley Wilson. Still defensive zone, defensive 50. Stucks and Drakes at the moment. It's like a game of chess. Got the numbers up on the wing. Storm maintain possession. Handball. Long kick to half forward. They'll set themselves. And there's no one home. It's all with the Dragons. And they'll repel. Receiving it, Montague. Off left half back to the wing. McLean takes a mark. Plays on quickly. Inboard. Coughlin receives a handball. One step. Turns and goes to Thornton. He's 2-1. In the middle. Front and centre. Good work the Storm. Alexander. They'll get away with it. They'll share it around. Eventually ends up with Charles. Oh, Charles went one-handed. Montague was there. Then he picks it up with the Dragons to Wharton. Wharton coughs it up and kicks it to the opposition. And a mark has been taken by Ratcliffe, who's had a couple of important possessions in this final term.
Yeah, he just didn't quite get the balance of the kick right. He was going for O'Farrell, who was just 5 metres behind that player that took the mark.
They're looking to cross it to the swimming pool side, and they will. Geez, they're calm and composed, aren't they, the Storm?
Yeah, it's all right. I like the way they want to bring it out of defence.
Receive the mark. You'll go to half forward. Formosa, it's 3-on-1. It's all Dragons. Formosa had no chance. Island goes backwards in orders to go forward. Walsh received it. Walsh will go 30 back. Now we're deep in their defensive zone. Sandhurst with possession, however. Wilkinson, short pass. Cooper Smith, short pass. Alex Wharton, half back. They've horseshoed out of it. Now he looks to go by hands. It's a bit nervous. Holmes, handball again, received. Cooper Smith goes long, inside forward 50, and they've coughed it up. Ratcliffe again takes a mark. Offering support, Ernst by hand. They'll come back the other way. It's an ugly tide kick. Comes to the boundary line and over it goes on the wing.
They haven't so much copped it up. They just can't find someone to take a pack mark today, John. Sandhurst. Each time they kick it forward into a pack. Thornton hasn't been able to take marks today, and they just can't take a pack mark, so the ball's coming back.
Hunter Lawrence has been good down back also for the Storm. Hosking for the Dragons wins the tap. There's 3 Storm players there. Also Walsh, Dragons wins it, gives it by hands. Montague, ugly ball, left footer, inside forward 50. But it's all with Riley Clark, the Storm. Dishes it off to a teammate. Gives it up to the wing, and Sharp takes a mark. His kick to Geary. Geary's got time and space if he wants it. He's got players breaking for him. Kicks it shallow inside forward 50 and spots up Hall, who will now slow down. No, he doesn't. He goes corridor inside and finds a teammate, hits him on the chest, and that's Baxter Slater with a footy on to line them up for a goal they need.
Yes, Sharp showed composure. Geary was really calm under pressure too by foot.
And Jake Hall finished it off. The experienced players of Strath came to the fore then.
The Storm, they need this to pinch back the lead. They trail by 1, still plenty of time, 13 minutes gone. To the city end, Baxter Slater. That was an ugly ball drop as well, and evens up the score, 10-10-70 apiece, 13 gone final time.
Right, matching these scores today. 10-10-70, 5-5-35.
Yep.
Some of these players, when they're having shots at goals, I've noticed they've been nervous when they're dropping the footy. You know, they wobble it and it's just hasn't been effective at all. As the ball has moved quickly up into the wing, Walsh takes possession. Sandhurst, they'll come again. Jake McLean, underground ball to Montague. Jumped over the footy, couldn't quite get it. 52 out from goal. Montague, he's won the footy. Oh, it's tunnel ball, goes to Holmes. Holmes got one too high and will get a free kick surely. 80 out from goal. Blair Holmes, Dragons, all tied up, 70 apiece. He'll go centering ball, deep inside forward 50. They'll set themselves. O'Farrell got a hand on the ball, did well, ground level. They need to be careful here, the Storm. They'll emerge. Good work to Sharp, who's playing right up the field. Runs his full measure to half forward. He's got no one there. Ernst, he did well. Also Wilkinson. Ernst, he's back into the contest to Moorhead. By hand, over the top. It's going to be a player in Shiska that's on. He's free. A kick that goes directly into his breadbasket and will mark it. That was some good play there by the Storm.
Look, Storm had no right to find the ball to Shiska there, Norm. Before that passage of play at half forward, Sanders had the numbers, but the Storm had shown more composure.
They have. They've shown a lot more composure, and the one that showed the most composure then was Joseph Mays at the end. A lovely chip kick to Shiska in space.
Shiska, city end. Oh, geez, it's an awkward approach again.
Poster.
Oh, that was ugly off the boot. He just kind of, it was like a 9-9.
Yeah, he just stabbed at it, just tried to put it over the goal line. You've got to kick through the ball when you're in a situation like that.
10-11-71 the Storm, 10-70 the Dragons. Castlemaine are going to win, by the way. They're kicked away. I'll give you a score update. Sure. Well, not being facetious, but it is. Not being flippant about it. It's 98 playing 72.
No, I'm not saying you flip it all or anything like that. I'm just saying it's big news for Castlemaine to get a win this early in the season.
And away from home as well.
It'll be hard to get 5 goals back there for Maryborough. You would say Castlemaine have got the points.
You'd think Maryborough would be disappointed as well. They'd give themselves a chance to win. As this game, there's a lot left in this, so let's stick here at the QEO. The non-officiating umpire has given a free kick
off the ball
to the Storm. So it's on the wing.
Wilson, Riley.
Now, this will be a slow measured approach. Ernst, they need to watch him. There's giving him a little bit of space. He's got front position, won't win it. Sharp just handballs the ball in front of him. Jake McLean is there. There's 4 of them there. They all keep their feet. Sharp cleverly over to Shiska over the shoulder by hand. And then it gets smothered from Shiska. Goes over the boundary line. 30 out from goal. Storm attack. Ball in. 1 point margin. Storm lead.
Yeah, good work by Shiska there to give Sharp the option. They were both going for the football. He backed off. Sharp was good enough to get it.
Sharp sucking in the big ones as well. He's done a bit of work up the field. Ball spills to McLean. Back of the pack by hand. Gives it to Rhodey. Hurried kick to the outer side wing. It's a foot race. Who'll win? Fergus Payne will probably. He will. Offering support will be Hunter Lawrence. Then he runs to space, gives it to Lawrence. He's also got Wilson in support if he wants, but won't. He'll just slow the footy down. Now to long ball. Inside forward 50. Hall is there. Flies high to the back of the pack. Shishka, handball. Sharp's alone in the goal square. How did that happen? Puts a toe on it and pops it through. Wow. You don't leave Sharp unchecked in the goal square sitting by himself. Live score sponsor, Bendigo Bulk Carpets. The Storm take back the lead. 11-11-77. Sandhurst 10-10-70. 17 gone, final turn.
That was the way he kicked that goal, Norm. He didn't try and pick the footy up. He just stuck a boot on it. Just got enough of the boot on the footy because the ball was going to roll through for a goal, and just made sure. Clever work by Lockie Sharp.
And it was clever work up the ground too by Fergus Payne that had the wheels to get there, get the football, and was composed to find a teammate down the ground.
Plenty of time left. Pilcher wins it, but he tapped it straight to Noah Walsh of the Dragons. Will kick it to half forward. Looks for Polpratt, who inched his way to the front of the pack. Spills also in the direction of Harrison Free, who's been good. They've got the numbers. Handball received Coughlin. His kick smothered. Half forward, Dragons attack. Now it spills out. Players had stopped. Roadies in the area, and they were all tied up. 49 out from the Dragons goal. Good work defensively. Storm, ball up.
Interesting, both sides finding it difficult now to get back into the defence and defend. I think it might open up a bit more as we go on.
Pilcher used his body on that occasion. He's won a couple in a row. Tapped it into Bennett. Bennett couldn't win it. It's Noah Walsh. Emerges for the Dragons. Goes goalwards and bangs it through for the Dragons. What a game. Live score sponsor, Variety Superstore in Strath Village. Back to a 1 point margin. Sandhurst 11-10-76. They trail 11-11-77. 18 gone. Final turn.
Pretty good game for round two this, Norm.
Very good game, Wallace, for round two. Yes. Noah Walsh becomes the 8th goal scorer for Sandhurst. They're certainly sharing them around, and both sides are playing very good football right to the end.
Yeah, it's high level. It's really good standard football.
Back into the middle. Up they go. Hosking probably won it to Coughlin. A little toe poke. Tried to find a teammate, couldn't. They're working hard. Jai Formosa intercepted a ball for the Storm. Now it's a low ball. Sharp's out by himself. Turns and goes. 49 out from goal. Oh, unselfish. Unselfish. Spots up Shishka, who's 30 out directly in front. It could have blazed away. Now it's done the team thing, and they will get a goal from it.
Yeah, little Formosa in the middle. Just got hands on the footy and gave first use to Sharp. Sharp was clever.
Yes, Formosa certainly plays above his height. There's nothing much of him, but when he gets the football, he uses it to perfection.
How good was Sharp? You could have forgiven him for blazing away like forwards do, but was just composed enough, and that's a goal. Out to 7 points again, 7 point margin. Live score sponsor, Bendigo Bulk Carpets. So 12-11-83, Sandhurst 11-10-76. Ticked over, almost a 20-minute mark, final turn.
You talk about composure, Norm, but it helps players like Sharp, and they've got some experienced players. They don't panic because they've been there. They've won premierships.
Right. Yep.
And they look for the best options as well.
He took that mark. He played on immediately, which caused Sandhurst off, and Shishka took off, and he was able to spy him out of the side of his eye, and a perfect pinpoint pass.
Hey, loving this game. This is a cracker. This is a cracker of a game between two top sides at the QEO round two. Hosking wins it by hand, gives it to Coughlin. Coughlin runs through the middle and then gives it inside forward 50. Who's he looking for? There's a number of players there. It's Wharton. He can't get it. 30 metres out from goal. Hurried kick out by the Storm. Nervous, bouncing footy towards the boundary line. Oh, it tumbles over. 49 out. And we'll all take a deep breath.
When you're looking at better players for Sandhurst, don't go past number one this afternoon, Lee Coughlin. He's been a really good player.
He has been. Lockie Zimmer there just got a hand in, or I reckon Hall was free to come down the ground.
Sandhurst attack. They trail by 7. Hosking ends up with it. To Polpratt by hand. Goals are open. Bangs it forward. And it's home. Oh, they're asking for a touch. No, the umpire said goal. Well, back to a 1 point margin. Excitement here at the QEO. Live score sponsor, Bendigo Bearings. 12-10-82 to 12-11-83. The Storm by a solitary point. 21 minutes gone, final turn.
As I mentioned, Lee Coughlin, how many times have we seen him do that run? Some good work by Hosking in the ruck. Yeah. Coughlin gets it, front of the pack, runs his 5 to 8 metres and kicks long.
I wouldn't be unhappy with a tie here. That's the type of game. It's both teams.
Tie's no good, John.
They've both been super. Coughlin will emerge again. You've called it. Polprat again with the footy. Inside forward 50. Bouncing. Montague's there. Running out hard. Thomas Bennett for the Storm. Did well.
Right.
Will send it in the direction of Formosa. Chest mark. Outer side of the ground. Swimming pool side. Just slows it down. Trying to direct traffic. Now he goes. I don't know why he did that. It was an ugly tube, but he found Sharp.
It was a pass, John.
Oh, that wasn't the kick to do, but he's got away with it. Sharp goes wide to Slater, inside forward 50, shallow underneath the scoreboard. We'll have a shot at goal a long way from home.
It was one of those kicks where a former commentator, Jackson Saunders, described. I won't describe it the way he did. And we have to call him Father Jackson now. Congratulations to Jackson.
Yeah, one of those punt kicks it was. One of those ugly balls.
There's another one.
Oh, it hits the pack. Ernst did well. Hurry kick out of the ground. Hurry kick off the ground, I reckon.
Wilson
with the footy. No, Geary.
Just luck.
Yeah, just that came from nowhere, and that was a steadier. So, live score sponsor, Variety Superstore at Strathvillage, 13-11-89 the Storm, 12-10-82 Sandhurst, 23 gone final turn.
Describe that, Norm.
Well, that was just opportunistic. Excellent kick off the ground. Would have been at home in a Socceroos side. The way he put his boot to that. Made no mistake. Strath, they've made the most of nothing.
Can they hang on? 23 gone, 82. Plays 89.
That extra point's handy, isn't it? It's a 7-point margin. They need to get another goal here. Umpire's letting it go. Hall gave it by hand. Moorhead to half forward. Sharp's 2-on-1. Of course, Sharp's the one only. Formosa comes to offer assistance. Also Wilson. Good work. Handball to Formosa. Formosa, a little bit of a don't argue. Up and under kick. It won't be a goal. It won't be a score. It's 1-on-1. Ernst Hughes' body.
Yeah.
Takes a chest mark. Tight angle.
Mark.
1 metre out. Goes inboard, straightens up the footy. Oh, it's a poor pass. Oh, that could be costly. McLean emerges to Montague of Dragons on a half-back. Down the line, Rhodey, big punch. Well done, Storm. They might get away with this now. Payne puts it over the line.
Formosa's lifted in this final term. He's had a great last quarter for Storm.
Yes, he started that off in the third quarter, Wallace, with getting the ball from the Sandhurst players on about 3 occasions.
Fresh live update around the grounds at Maryborough. 17-9-1-11 Castlemaine. Maryborough 12-13-85. As it's Coughlin with the Dragons. Inside forward 50. They need another one and they might get it because Thornton has taken a juggling bark. Umpire said play on. He dished it off to Rhodey. McLean is labouring. It'll sit for him. Can he get around? Handball. Wharton. Fresh air kick. Can't get towards goal. Oh, they've got away with it here, the Storm, and they'll emerge and they'll kick it long in the direction of Hall, who'll take a mark. There's players on the ground everywhere in the forward zone.
Some going down cramp. Thornton thought he should have been paid the mark. Umpire said no.
Gill chases the footy.
Computer said no.
He's at 51 metres. By hand to Clark. Clark's got a player on he's got 2 on. They raffle it in the goal square for the Storm and they'll get another goal because Shannon Geary has taken a chest mark.
Yes, good transition once again by the Storm. As we see Ben Lester come off after a heavy knock in that last marking contest, but Storm stuck to their game. Shannon Geary now should be an easy shot to make it 13 points.
Well, you sense that was the one the Dragons needed. Oh, he's kicked a goal. Storm, calm and composed. Shannon Geary, as you rightly pointed out, Norm, has popped it through for another one. Live score sponsor, Bendigo Bulk Carpets. The Storm will now go to 14-11-95. They lead 12-10-82. The Dragons, 26 gone final.
They're really valuable people like Shannon Geary in tight contests like this because they've done it all before. They know where to run to go to the right spots. And Shannon Geary, well done. Good mark. And also, it's going to be hard for Sandhurst now. 25 gone, 26 gone in this final term.
Yeah, Geary's second goal for the last quarter.
Ernst was there too, raffling it, so there was 2-on-1 in the goal square then. So Formosa's been important in the middle, gets another important possession, gets his hands on the footy. Also, Rhodey's been good for the Dragons. Dives in after it. Ernst is in the middle now. Drops a ball he should have taken. He couldn't get it. Hosking as well for the Dragons. Getting involved. Oh, it's Willing in the middle. There's still a little bit in this game to go. Don't you worry about that. Both teams are throwing themselves at the football. Geary will emerge onto a ball to half forward. He ducks underneath the tackle. Did well. Gives it to a teammate. Inside forward 50. And Sharp takes a controlled mark, 48 out from goal, and will line them up.
John, you're a life member at Castlemaine. How long since they've won a game, do you think?
At least 3 years. At least 3 years. Oh, played on, they did Storm. It was a kick into the middle. Intended target was Moorhead. They've mucked it up. Coghlan now will emerge through the Dragons. It's got to be 3 years, Wallace. It's got to be. Now on the wing, Pelprat, Dragons, handball. He gives it to a teammate in Zimmer. He's getting involved. They all are. O'Farrell's there. Montague to Wharton. Joel Wharton's up the field now on the wing. Steps over the line. True centre wing. Ball in.
Yeah, good pressure there by Hunter Lawrence to force Wharton over the boundary line.
So that would mean that would be Donnie Moran's first win as coach?
Yes, it would be. Yeah. Well, I sensed it was coming. I explained to you last week that the training and some of the players had got back there. It was only a matter of time. Formosa receives a handball on the wing. Storm. Oh, what a pass.
What a mark as well.
Hits up Riley Clark. He was at full pace and took it in front of his eyes. 45 out from goal, directly in front.
Yeah, if you look at their forward line, you've got Shishke, you've got Ernst, and then you've got the third tall in Riley Clark. It's going to be very hard for other sides to combat as the season goes on.
Lee Coghlan in a bit of trouble here. He's going to come off, but I hope it's not a groin.
Oh, geez, he looks sore, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Riley Clark for the Storm.
Played a great game, Coghlan.
To put it beyond doubt. It's a long ball. He doesn't like it. It's a minor score. And just off hands.
Just touched
right on the line.
14-12, 96 Storm. 12-10, 82 Sandhurst. 28 gone, final turn.
Yeah, lovely kick in by Sandhurst. They played on quickly, found Noah Walsh, who sent it out onto the wing, and he found Sean O'Farrell.
Well, they're going to go forward through McLean here. You'd think this goose is cooked, but you just never know. It's a long ball, inside forward 50. It's an underground ball. It's ugly but effective. Just the Storm with the safety numbers. They're going to mop up here. Receiving a handball was Charles. Charles to the wing. Getting involved with Slater. Handball's over the top, goes to Gill. Gill to half forward. Sharp's lurking at the back of the pack. Formosa will get it. He'll go short by foot. Moorhead. He's got Sharp by himself. Sharp, poor checking. He'll take a mark. Chess mark will play on. He's got plenty of time, plenty of space to do what he does best. Well, we're all done now here at the QEO. That takes it out to a 20-point margin. Live score sponsor, Bendigo Bulk Carpets. The Storm go to 15-12, 102. Sandhurst 12-10, 82, 29 gone, final turn.
Captain Sharp kick 4. Found himself up the ground at times, Norm, as far as half back at sometimes, and he's played a clever game though.
He has played a clever game.
Been on his haunches a lot today, if you've noticed.
Yes, but he's had to do that running because James Coghlan has stuck right with him all the way, so he's had to burn him off somehow, and he's been able to do it.
20-point margin. It's probably the most it's been all afternoon.
Foremost has been outstanding in this final turn.
He's had it on a string. He's got Riley Wilson breaking for him, and then we'll go there. Geez, that's a nice pass. His foot skills under pressure and also being tired, which you'd have to be, have been sublime in this last term. Lead into the forward pocket by Riley Clark. Comes off hands underneath the scoreboard. We'll throw it in. 20-point margin. The Storm will win. Ticked over 30 minutes.
Final score from Eagle Hawk, thanks to Wayne Smith. 19-8, 122 Eagle Hawk have defeated South Bendigo 9-12, 66.
And Castlemaine will win convincingly. 19-9, 123 to 12-13, 85 Maryborough. I might play Kylie Minogue twice tomorrow night now, Wallace, after that. It'll be a real hoot.
What sort of song would you be playing there, John?
Oh, all of the hits. Everything out of the 80s, you name it, I'll play it. We'll have Jimmy Barnes, we'll have AC/DC to get it really firing up. Similar to the music I played on the Fresh, Wallace.
Maybe Castlemaine will storm into finals contention.
Well, we won't get that excited. Now, Lockie Sharp's at front at centre of the pack here. He's going to kick another goal.
He's got a handful.
He's done a little dance after it too, John.
Yeah. It's probably not just that the score is blown out like this, but super impressive by the Storm. Live score sponsor, Bendigo Bulk Carpets. Storm 16-12-108 to Sandhurst 12-10-82.
Repeating that final score from Canterbury Park, Eaglehawk fans delighted. 19-8, beautiful kicking by Eaglehawk. 122, Richards 6 goals, Roberts 3 goals, Benny Thompson 3 goals, Lloyd 2, South Bendigo 9-12-66, and Harvey kicked 4 goals for the Bloods.
Well, my mate Hyers might take the spot of South Bendigo later in the year. Wallace, you'll be down the bottom by the looks of that.
Well, you never know. If you would like to wager on that, John, I'll see you after this.
Well, disappointing start by the Bloods, though, all jokes aside.
That's true.
Noah Walsh will go forward for Sandhurst. It's all just academic now. Formosa is at possession number 968. Goes wide to the wing to Lachlan Gill, who's been good. Picks it up, 1 bounce, 2 bounces, runs to half forward on the left. Lockie Sharp's in the area again. Uses his body, but good mark. Dragons on that occasion. Did well. Ball is switched now to Alex Wharton. Short pass inboard. Spots up Mattel. And that is all over, she wrote. What an entertaining game of football here. Full time at the QEO. The Storm run out. Well, pretty convincing winners in the end. 16-12-108. And the Dragons 12-10-82.
Fabulous game, Norm. You can only be...